what do we even start? So Vorran is back here again.
And Eric, a druid and a wizard.
Yeah, we have new players.
Walk into a bar.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. We have new players, Brandon and Justin. Welcome, guys. And
hello.
Okay, so since you are new, go ahead. I guess all of you, maybe introduce your characters a little bit because you do know each other. You're at the tavern together. You accepted this mission together. So like your characters do know each other, at least at surface level. So I guess feel free to give each other a bit of an intro.
All right, I can start us. I am Kohraid Hammerhead. I am a merfolk from what was a neighboring nation to Inza. We were underneath the sea. I was a junior ambassador for the government that was traveling here on a bit of a negotiation of peace or whatnot before Inza got attacked and warped into this new plane. I'm a little bit militaristic in my history as I served in the Sahuagin War, but other than that, he's a short guy. He's about 5'3", holds his shoulders back even though he's not a strong guy. He's a proud guy, has some purplish dreadlocks that are tied up in the back, a nice thick beard that he keeps pretty well kept. And I mean, if our normal place of meeting is at a bar, he has a little bit of a weakness for the surface world's intoxicants. So he's gotten probably a little bit too rowdy here at the bar a couple times. Had to be escorted out by the leaders, of course. Like, hey, you can't be doing that here. It was so good.
That's funny. He's definitely not alone at that either. He's in good company. So that's no big deal. Brandon, how about you? It doesn't have to be, I feel like Justin just laid it on, which was awesome.
So Ori Lightheart, like his father and father before him, he is a cleric or follower of Moradin. I think that's how you pronounce it. The god of dwarves, very much believes in fire and the light of fire. He carries his grandfather's old forging hammer as a weapon, and he is a stout, tall dwarf. He is 5'2", pretty tall for guys around his part of the neck of the woods. He's hasn't taken on too many adventures before, but raised by adventurers, raised by men who've seen veterans, and he's ready to make a name for himself within the family.
Very cool. And of course, Alex, give him the rundown of Vorran.
Definitely. I basically think of me as a drow, right? But I'm technically a beast-born spider. I have veins that look like spider webs, all white hair, glowing eyes, and I'm a druid, but not like your typical druid that you would say that relies on making things live. I'm like a druid that kind of focuses on death and decay and the cycle of life. So if I see something dying or decaying, I'd be like, yeah, good job, buddy. You're doing a good job, So that's kind of my shtick. I'd more or less want to start a druidic circle in this city or in wherever I can be. I was actually missing last time we played West Marches, so Vorran, believe it or not, was hanging out with the Myconids that we met last time, just getting his groove on.
There you go. That's cool. That makes sense. I forgot to do the zoom in of Ori, so for the record, that's Brandon's character Ori as well. So
you got a nice pinky ring there.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, a little family sigil.
It's putting it up to the moon. All right. Hey. Very good. So anyway, you guys were, I feel like maybe even Kohraid might have been the first one to mention or get the group gathered for this mission. And then he went to the Vanguard about it. And the Vanguard gave you a whole bunch of supporting info too. So basically you were just like, I just want to go, I'm willing to go explore the swamp regions to the west of Enza, since that hasn't been touched yet by the Radiant Vanguard. And right away, they gave you some info on that. So basically, you were given, every now and then there are scouting parties that go out, scouts and scribes, that basically just pretty much as fast as they can, they will ride through a region, pick up any valuable information, and then not linger. And they go back, and that's it. And they just kind of run some reports, get the rumors if they can, just as a quick estimate of what's going on, at least immediately around Enza, if nothing else. So they came back with reports of several areas that looked very much ransacked. They've encountered a few refugees even here and there, and all they know for sure is that there definitely seems to be some sort of like really rough political situations, especially involving maybe extortion or something like that. And so that's pretty much all the info you were given. There is definitely some scraps and ruins that had some magical things, magic nature to them, so that it wasn't your average bandits necessarily or whatever. So there's something going on with that. And that's really all you know. That is to the direction, like directly west of Enza. Let's see. Brandon and Justin, you guys are both new. This is like your first adventure through the Vanguard, at least. First assignment through the Vanguard. So you also were given 500 gold as a bit of a per diem to get you started. And in this game world specifically, that doesn't actually go that far. It's it's like view it as the American dollar. The gold piece equals the American dollar, so it's not as valuable as it is in like D&D necessarily. So you got about $500 to your name.
More than I had before.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. So if there's
500
anything,
times more.
Perfect. If there is anything that you guys wanted to accomplish or like do or pick up anywhere here in town before you get started, you're welcome to do that.
Maybe just a couple health potions. I didn't see in the PHP about any like dungeoneering packs or anything. It said it wasn't ready. So
yeah. So no problem there. So generally you can expect you've got like a backpack and a bedroll and a lot of the common things that you would have just as an adventurer. You've got some torches, you've got quick fire starters, things like that. Rations for at least the journey that you're about to embark on, if nothing else. So you've got the basics. Yep, rope, exactly, 100%.
Okay.
But you could definitely do potions as well. They run about 100 gold each.
Yeah, I'll get 3 health potions then.
Okay.
Take that off.
I would recommend any of you land dwellers maybe grabbing an extra pair of shoes. If you're not used to water, getting an extra pair of shoes since we're heading into the swamps.
I've never been in a swamp, so I'll take your heed. Your advice. I'm not actually buying shoes.
We can say that you bought some shoes. I won't spend you.
No. I don't even want to try. Maybe a good walking stick to get through some of the mud.
Walking stick's good.
Yeah,
there you go.
Absolutely.
And tell you what, I'll even pour look at the stool, right, and then do a little bit of druid craft and like make a stick grow out of it.
That will work.
Perfect. All right, cool. Well, if there's not really anything else you wanted to accomplish in town, are you basically just heading off to start this exploration, see what you can find?
I should be good to go. I got supplies last time.
Oh, let me think. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm good. I don't think I need really anything. Well, I'll grab I had it in my stuff just from a previous deal. I'll grab like just a simple healer's kit.
Okay.
A healer's kit. How much is that?
To use with my herbalism.
Excellent.
Just as a little, it's a bit more of a, I guess, never mind. I guess just a healer's kit. I guess that's the word I am looking for. I was looking for another word, but I'm like, no, you don't need another word. That's it.
Those are the words.
That was it.
Fair enough. Cool. Narratively, is that something you already have mechanically, like on your sheets, or do you actually want to?
Yeah. I have it in
just
here,
sure.
but I don't know if I need to. I think it was left over from just pulling over from another character sheet I had.
Okay. Very good.
As we leave, sorry for the stool.
There you go. All right. If you guys are all settled, you would basically just head off to the west into the swamp, and it very quickly. So Enza has even been kind of like transported into a little bit of a swampy area itself. Like it'd probably be considered more swamp than anything else. So like even Enza now has got some issues with flooding that it didn't have before, and a lot of things like that. But so pretty much right away, your feet are wet, boots on the ground, your toes are wet. So you're crossing through into the next region. It's really less than a day's travel even before you start seeing things that are interesting. Yeah. Generally speaking,
the moment we get out of the city, I'm taking my sandal portion because I got greaves, and I have sandals for walking on the surface. I take my sandals off and kind of shake my toes and feet in the water. Oh man, my webs were getting a little bit dry there for a little bit. I have to get them not too used to, how dry everything is up here.
Yeah, I'll probably be oiling all my armor and shield and whatnot, but I think this should be good. It might sink a bit. I might need some help.
Right.
Love that.
That's what the stick's for.
Yeah.
Right.
The stick's doing you some good, but yeah, every now and then you're sinking knee deep in a hurry where everyone else is only ankle deep.
My knees are not. It's okay. My knees are not that tall.
That's true. But it's not the nicest day. It's terribly humid. It's raining a little bit. Yeah. You're wading through a lot of thicker muck than you'd like in some spots, till eventually you do find a path that actually kind of leads you through the region a little bit easier. And as you're traveling along, we'll make this kind of fun. We'll see how quickly things happen here. Let's just get a awareness check from each of you.
Okay. I rolled before the game started and probably used my only good one.
Probably, dude.
So, are we rolling on roll 20?
Yeah, I suppose.
I will do that. Well, it'll be better than when I rolled here. Well, we can take my roll here because it wasn't much better. 9.
Okay.
I got a 10.
Okay, so a 10, 19, pretty solid on Brandon's part, and then a 9. Okay, so Brandon, let's see here. Ori, rather, notices before the rest of you, you might be just talking about previous adventures or whatever else, and you hear something in the distance that, I mean, simply put, you can make it out quickly, and it sounds like just like a few people just screaming, definitely not in a good way.
Kohraid, is screaming normal in these parts? Do you hear that way?
I would assume screaming isn't normal in most parts.
I'm not sure, so that's why I asked you. Maybe we should head that way.
Very good.
Sounds good to me. Let's approach stealthily and see what it is. I'd say
Definitely. The Great Screaming Festival doesn't start for another month, so this is nuts.
That's something I didn't know.
Screaming Festival.
Interesting.
Now I gotta know, is Vorran making a joke, or is this an in-game event that really happens? You have that kind of power here. Be careful.
We'll find out in a month.
Yeah, for real.
That's gonna be the best callback, random inside joke that doesn't make sense to anyone later. Okay, so you head a bit further, closer to the screaming, and it's not long before you catch up to the source of this noise, and it is you really just walking along the path, so you're able to avoid the muck some more, which is good. But as you approach, you see a village. The village is, I mean, it looks relatively quaint and kind of nice, actually. It looks something like this, vaguely speaking. And as you're walking through it, it's a ghost town. Like, there's no one in this village whatsoever that you can see currently. So are you doing anything with that?
Go ahead.
I don't know. We definitely need to get a little bit more information here. So we don't see anyone, but do we hear the direction of the screaming?
Yes. So you're exploring a bit more as you're kind of walking through the village. Again, it seems almost completely empty. Like, it's very quiet. It's a humble little swamp village, nothing special. And then again, just like more terrified sounding screaming. And it seems to be just kind of maybe on the other side of the village. You hear you hear like a man's voice, and it's just like, no, put him down. That's that.
If I hear that, I think looking at both of you,
I'd be ready to start running that direction as well.
Definitely.
Okay. So basically, you just kind of
start. My trident. I'll probably kind of hug a building, try to hug the building while we're approaching too.
Okay, I got it. Give yourself a bit of cover there. Okay. Mm-hmm. So basically you guys just start hauling. You start hauling down the path that leads, it's like the center path through this village. And right about the time you're getting to the other side, you finally do see the source of the noise. You see several really peasant looking villagers kind of like dispersed in a group nearest you. And then on the other side of that group, there is one large, intimidating looking man, just like absolutely ripped, like unrealistically ripped. And he's kind of just like his veins are glowing a pinkish color a little bit. But you see in the distance past the crowd, he's literally just like holding someone by the throat, just like holding him up in the air. Yeah, we'll start with that. Anything? And are you doing anything? You want to see how this plays out?
I would probably yell, put him down, like echoing the other guy.
Yeah. What's the meaning of this?
Okay. The group of villagers there in front of you are instantly just like terrified by you. They didn't realize that you were there, kind of thing. They're very focused. So, a lot of them quickly turn around, and then this big guy holding this guy by the throat looks past the crowd, sees you guys, makes eye contact, You see, just kind of like he's just like,
how about
whatever.
you pick on someone your own size
Or shorter.
All right, or shorter.
I think we're all relatively short dudes.
Classic. Yeah, very good. So he holds him up, continues just the eye contact with you, and then he kind of just like ignores you, and then he kind of just like nods his head, and you see from directly behind him, just like you didn't even see this person, it's hiding on the other side of this guy, but an arrow is launched and pierces straight through the person's head that he's holding, and then he drops him, and he just kind of laughs, and he's like, couldn't afford it, huh? Well, maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Explain yourself.
And then finally, he walks towards you guys. The crowd, it disperses immediately. It's like completely clearing the way. They're terrified of this person. And then you see the person who launched the arrow, who was behind him as well, who is also infused with whatever this pink magic or serum is or whatever is happening, but much smaller, scrawnier, looks like a somewhat typical archer. But the big guy starts walking directly at you at this point, super casually. Not.
Would I be able to do an Arcana check for like kind of the nature of this, like this glowing thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Send it.
Nice.
See what we get.
16.
Nice. 16's pretty good. Okay, so you can tell that whatever this thing is definitely magical. It's not like some natural ability this person has. In fact, it seems foreign to its body even. It seems completely foreign to their body, and you see that their body is maybe even being harmed by whatever this magic is to some degree. That's the most of what you get out of it.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to be keeping my eye on the archer in the back.
Gotcha.
I'm really starting to feel like we're not getting out of the situation without fighting these dudes. And I kind of want to start making a plan. If, somebody is strong enough to toss me when I turn small, give me a toss, because I will start straight up in these dudes' face.
Point me in the direction.
Very
That's
fun.
right.
I like that idea.
I might whisper that over to Ori.
How do you say your character's name again?
Vorran.
Vorran. Okay, I will remember.
Vorran.
Yeah, like Duran, exactly. Vorran.
Yes.
Cool. But this guy, again, just casually walking towards you guys. The crowd moves out of his way as he actually like meets up with where the crowd is. And it seems like he intends to walk right beside you. He's not walking directly at you necessarily. He intends to just go by you on the path. So it seems.
I will put my shield in front of him.
Okay. Actually block him.
Explain yourself. What is the meaning of this murder?
Okay, very good. Okay. So he finally stops walking. Now suddenly looks a little bit more annoyed, looks directly down at you. And when I say down at you, I mean literally, physically, he looks down at you. And he just kind of like smiles and he's like, we're just trying to make a living, just like everyone else. But
Murder is no living.
yeah, well, I mean, he certainly isn't. He's not living, just like the rest of these. And he kind of like, turns back towards the crowd. And he's like, if they decide they can't afford our protection again next time.
Protection from what?
Who are you?
Protection from all kinds of things. I mean, there's a lot of harm out here, a lot of danger. So there's that.
Most of the harm I've seen has been done by you.
An unfortunate circumstance, certainly, but some people just need reminding that they're not that high on the food chain. And he kind of like intentionally seems to pose that as like a threat to you guys as well.
And you are?
I don't think that's really necessary to disclose at this point. How about yourselves? Who are you?
Well, let me explain this to you. We're the mages of the Radiant Vanguard. Identify yourself before you don't get the chance.
You are all mages. Whoa, I just realized that. Technically, that's fun. Okay, make an influence check.
I don't think I'm good at that.
Or intimidation, I suppose. Either could be used in this situation.
Even worse. It's influence +2.
Okay. But, okay, anyway, so your roll was a 12 for...
Yes.
Did you go for influence then?
Yes.
Okay, all right. This guy really doesn't seem all that interested in disclosing any real information to you or backing down. It really seems like he just wants to walk by you, and it's only like a brief moment where he considers continuing this conversation, really, and that's the best you get out of that.
Seeing we might get into a fight, I want to preemptively bless us, if that's okay.
Nice.
So make a DC 10 spell check, so I would make that with intelligence, so just a D20 +3.
It's the spell check under your combat tab, combat box.
Oh, okay, +4.
Yep.
Oh, I failed. Only 2 creatures. Okay, I will. Oh, bless me and.
Yeah, y'all two are right next to him. I'm a little bit further away. I'll actually have Shelly she just kind of sits on my back underneath the seaweed I have for my little shoulders. I'll just have my little crab Shelly kind of walk off, and I'm gonna send her kind of like a wide perimeter just to see if she spots any other of this crew.
Okay.
In like back alleys or anything like that before
Okay.
we
D4
do anything.
Okay.
And while you guys are like, getting combat ready, I'm pretty much just gonna like grab this dude up by the shirt and then just whisper, "Wild shape."
That's hilarious. All right. Well,
boy.
seems that this is happening. So we're committing here.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
All right.
Can I do a quick perception check with Shelly to see if she spots anyone else around us?
Yes, we'll say that you were able to kind of disperse your familiar, even like during the conversation. So yeah, go ahead and do that, and we'll get an idea of what she can give you.
Because I believe I can do shared telepathy. I'm finding it right now. Then 20 spaces can speak telepathically.
Perfect.
I think she gets where's perception? I'm not seeing. I guess checks. They're shared, so it's my own awareness.
Yep.
So it is +5.
Dude, that's funny. That's definitely the biggest check. That's like, I'm constantly saying perception instead of awareness. Like, that's the hardest thing to break so far from coming from 5e.
Yeah. All right. 13 awareness for
Shelly to identify possible more from their group or whatever. Okay, I will say, make it super easy here. You look around, it looks like these are the only 2 that are here.
Okay.
They seem more than confident. The villagers even aren't necessarily giving any kind of evidence as far as where they're looking or anything that there's anyone else here. It really seems like it's just these 2.
Could I be tucked up over closer to these trees here at the start of this?
Yeah, sure, we can do that. You did say that you were intentional about seeking cover on the way here and stuff, so absolutely. Can you control your token?
I can.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep, feel free.
As well.
Cool.
Appreciate you asking first.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, at this point, you're blocking him with a shield. He's definitely he's beginning to look irritated for sure. He really wants to just walk by you guys, but man, you're not letting him, and he's getting real irritated real quick. So, is the whole thing happening where you're like the whispering wild shape thing? Because that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Well, let's start it with that. Go ahead. Everyone go ahead and roll initiative check.
Okay.
How is it that we're doing initiative again?
We'll stick with what I think is still technically 0.9's initiative, and just do like +4, the equivalent of a combat check.
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay.
But Vorran, I imagine you're shifting into a wild shape of sorts.
Yes, and if the wild shape gets to happen before my turn, then you're gonna see me like slowly start to grow a shell, turn green, get a little bit bigger. I'm just a tortoise wall right in front of this dude.
That's awesome. I love that.
Nice.
Yes. All right. So that's happening for sure.
All right.
Okay.
I got a 19.
6.
Okay. A 19 is enough to beat DC.
Let's go.
15.
Okay. Well, the DC was 15. So either way, you guys made it happen. Okay. So we will do one of you guys first. I've been kind of homebrewing it the last couple sessions where if your team wins, you can go on whatever turn order you want, essentially. Like, I don't really care. Doesn't matter. As long as it alternates still between enemies and players. So the highest roll was Kohraid, right? So your call. Did you want to go first, or you want to give it to someone else?
Yeah, I'm down to go first. I was going to try to line these boys up for a nice little bit of crackling lightning. So I'm going to step forward to about here with 1 AP. Let's see, 10 action points or 10 deal here. It'll hit both of them, correct?
I believe so. If it's like a line, you're saying?
Yep, 5 foot wide, 1 space wide, 10 spaces long. And let's see, I think they will need to roll me a save. It'll be a Crackling is in here a lot. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, no, I do a spell check against the PD.
Oh,
Cool.
that makes sense. Yeah.
So I will do my spell check here. 21.
Hey. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything special happen when you meet the target +5?
Right. That's very good.
There
If it's against their
actually is
physical
not.
defense, you've got a heavy hit on
It is
a heavy hit on both of them.
Let's see.
Nice.
Yep. Okay. Solid.
Yes.
Cool. That'll be. Oh wait. Hold on. Sorry.
Oh, you're
What?
good.
Why does it say crackling lightning on? Okay, there we go. Yep. Still spell check against their PD. So it says crackling lightning in lightning bolt.
Oh,
And I assumed I was on lightning bolt. Okay, so that was 3 of my AP. So then hit is 2 lightning damage, and if it's a heavy, then 3 lightning damage to both of them.
Oh.
So I believe. Well, do spells work the same as other attack rolls for damage? If it's 5
Yeah.
plus, or is
oh
it
yeah,
have to-
yeah. Heavy's gonna give you 1 extra each for
Gotcha.
sure.
Cool. Yeah, that's. Oh, there's AP enhancements.
There is.
Also, is it one of
Wait.
those lightning spells that deals extra damage if your opponent is wearing a metal?
It is not. It is not. That I believe is shocking grasp.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I think I'll then just use my fourth action point and make it a dazzled, because that just takes an action point to do. I didn't realize it had an AP enhancement. I thought it was just
Okay,
AP
yeah.
enhancements. So
This time
they'll
around-
have to do.
I was just gonna say this time around, definitely feel free to add that on right now. Next time, you are supposed to call it out before it happens, just in case you
Gotcha.
waste all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because that would suck,
Okay.
but also be epic.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, this time go for it. Don't worry, no problem.
Cool. So they'll make a mental save against 14, or be dazed for 1 minute.
Okay, I want to keep their bonuses private, so I am gonna roll that one off the table,
Okay.
at least for now. Oh, terrible. Okay, do they? See, now I gotta ask. Do they both save? Yeah, they both save.
Yeah.
So we'll say the big guy first. He's on the left of the screen. He rolled what would be a 6,
Fail.
and the other guy rolled a 10.
10 is a fail, so they will both have disadvantage on mental checks,
All right.
including spell attack checks.
Okay. Very good.
And that is my turn.
Fantastic. Okay, that was pretty solid. Now we'll just mark them with red for now. All right, I'm gonna leave that up to you to remember that.
Yep. Got
Okay.
it.
All
if
right.
you'd like me to go first, Vorran, I can probably help you out a little bit.
Yeah, if you really want to go for it, go for it.
Okay,
We-
Depending on if it's our turn.
Yeah,
They've
I
not
was just
sure
gonna
if
say
we're
they're gonna alternate. So the
Oh,
big
wait,
guy is
alternate.
actually gonna go
Sorry.
next.
My fault.
Oh, no worries. But because there are 3 of you guys, yeah, I guess you'll start and end the turn order technically, which is cool. So, okay, but this big guy's definitely acting first. He's upset about the whole situation now. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you just sent a bolt of, friggin' crackling lightning towards and through these guys. Basically, they are not happy, and it was 3 damage each, right? Nice. There you
Yes.
go. Okay. Already, the shot was freaking huge against the archer in the back, to the point that you see that he's already bloodied. He's messed up. The bigger guy is not quite there. So, but that was still a solid hit to him too. So now he is very upset, of course. And instead of looking directly at Kohraid, who sent that attack, he's just frustrated that Ori's in front of him anyway. And so he's just literally going to try to grapple Ori, and I'm going to have him spend 2 action points to do it at advantage. So Ori, make a athletics or acrobatics check.
I have -1. 22.
Oh, dang.
Wait, what?
There you go.
That is really good. He rolled a 20, but still not enough.
21. So still.
Okay. Still beat him. Perfect. Oh, that was not with advantage. Just in case here. Hold on.
Oh, no,
Worse.
it
All
is
right.
a 22. I did +4. Yeah, we're good.
Nice. You're in the first place. Okay. So he tries to grapple you, puts a lot of effort into it too, and still you're just short enough that he's just swinging. Yeah, exactly. He's just swinging his arms around you, and he's like, angry, frustrated. He's just going to try to punch you instead at this point, and spend his both action points to make it not at disadvantage. Just a straight roll. That is a 14 against physical defense.
So do I have action points to use a reaction?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I will use an action point to use Ray Shield. When a creature you see within one space, including yourself, is targeted with an attack against physical defense, reduce damage by 2. That does hit, so I do have 14.
Okay, that's perfect. Then it would have ended up only doing 1 damage to you technically. So you completely negate the damage. So basically, you raise your shield. You swear this thing's. The rest of you guys watching, you swear this giant like pink clawed fist is just gonna slam right into Ori, and then quickly the shield comes up and it's just a loud clang noise. And yeah, so that's good. That is all of his action points in his round. So now it is either of you guys, Vorran or Ori. What do you do?
Sweet. If you let me go first, I will cast Guidance on Vorran, which grants a help die, a D8. Do I need to do anything? Nope, it's kind of taking the help action. Okay, so yes, I will cast Guidance on Vorran. So
Nice.
I have 2 left, right? Because I used 1 for the reaction.
Yep, exactly.
I will use 1 to do a blinding light. Once per combat, I'll spend an action point. So is he within 5 spaces? I'm trying to get the archer here.
Archer?
No.
Not quite.
So I use if I move around the big guy using an action point, I won't provoke opportunity attack.
Correct, as long as you don't leave his space. In which case,
So
you
I'll
still
use-
don't know if you will, but yes.
Yeah. I'll use an action point to move. So I'll circle back. So I will use blinding light on him to make a spell check contested by its physical save. On success, the target is blinded until the end of the next turn. Okay, so spell attack.
Is it a physical save or is it a mental save?
Yes. Do I add bless to this? I guess I forgot to add bless to the other one too, but it's a D4. Let's see. I can read bless if that helps.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because you used Bless like right before things kicked off. That's right.
Mhm.
I completely forgot. I imagine so. If it's a spell or attack check,
Check
yeah.
or save. Yeah. Okay. So I will make it is this added a 21. Ooh,
Oh,
come on.
snap. Okay.
Contested versus is contested by physical save.
Only 11.
Okay. He is blinded until my next turn.
Okay, nice.
Sweet. So I
you go.
used 2 squares of movement. Do I lose that movement after I've moved, or can I still move?
You can still move.
You still have
yeah,
to.
whatever you
Okay,
have left,
I
you can still
will-
do it.
I'll move right back in front of him, and then that is it.
Okay. Nice. Very good. So basically, you raise the shield up, completely deflect this guy's huge fist, and then you skirt around him, and he's just like reaching out for you, trying to grapple you, still being annoyed. And then you completely blind the archer in the back as well. That's hilarious.
My goodness.
Just like dive, just like ping, blind. Fantastic. Okay.
Just
it is-
imagine that insult on the battlefield, though. Dude's trying to swing on you, and you're like, no, your buddy.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm not even here for you, pal. I love it. That's amazing. Okay. So the archer in the back is blind. Can he do anything to try to become not blind? Or is it kind of just like until...
It just says on success, the target is blinded until the next turn.
Okay, perfect. So he's literally
Once per
blind. So,
combat.
man, what would
No.
he even do? He's going to, without being able to see necessarily, but I imagine he has a general idea of where he is. He's going to take a few steps back, but not even his full movement because he's blind. So I like the idea that he's like stumbling, but still not confident enough to just sprint his full distance. And then he's going to drop to the ground with a free action and then just take the dodge action, a full dodge, but still. Okay. So that's the best he's got. So he's dodged currently. Okay. That's the end of his turn. Vorran, you're up.
You have a
Good to me?
D8 from guidance and a D4 for everything for bless.
That's right.
So heading straight forward, just turtle body in hand. I'm just gonna like extend the big long neck out to this guy and just take a chomp right out of him.
Let's go. Let's see that check, bud.
Definitely.
Attack check. Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
Nice.
All right. Another
Nice.
heavy
Okay.
hit for the 22.
Plus, I need to add a D8 and a D4.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So I
Uh-oh.
think a D8's to the check, right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
still
Oh,
a check.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're at 24 now. 20.
Oh my God.
30? Are you kidding me? Holy crap.
How many each fives is that?
That is
Right.
exactly a brutal +1.
Nice.
Okay.
So that is 3 extra damage on top of whatever the basic
Hell
is.
yeah.
Very nice.
Atlanta.
It's just a normal 1 damage attack with like bite or claw. So that's 4 damage.
Wow. All right. So you take a massive just gash into this person's flesh, and it is rough. Like you just extend your turtleneck and just smash down onto this guy's armor, and he's bloodied now as well, for the record. Anything else for your turn?
So I moved for 1 AP. I've got another AP for the attack. I'm just going to go straight in for a grapple, and I'm going to do it at a normal roll to empower it.
Okay. That's hilarious. So he'll have to contest it with a physical check.
Yes.
Okay. He got... Well, I'll wait to see what you roll.
No worries. I'm just making sure my wild form doesn't have a different physical check than I do.
Oh, I gotcha.
Plus the D4.
That's right. Plus D4, yep. Because he got 10, so
nice.
we'll see. 8 total.
Man.
Whoops, sorry.
Yep. We got 8 plus 1. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, so he rolled a 10. So unfortunately, he does avoid the grapple.
So close.
And it's almost on accident. He's recoiling from the pain of your bite, really, and manages to get out of the grapple.
Well, I'll look him in the eye, chewing like a cow, and then that should be the end of my turn.
That's awesome. All right. That is it for that. So we're back up at the top. Still you guys. Kohraid, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think I will. I'll imbue my trident with lightning energy. So my initial deal, I kind of pulled it out from my right hand, which I hold my trident, sent out this crackling lightning. Or actually, no, I think I probably like channel it into my trident and use kind of the metal at the end of it as kind of a conduit to shoot it out. This time the residue lightning in it, I'll just roll my hands over the end of it and use lightning blade on my trident.
Yes.
I'll use as my second action point to move to here. And since I have reach, I don't have to, well, actually I don't know if I'm within this reach, but I'm staying back a little bit. But I got reach, and I'm going to, let me see. I think I will use, I don't think, are there other, oh, there they are. I think I'll use 1 MP. Well, actually, no.
No. But, no, wait. He's not flanked either. I think one of us has to move over for him to be flanked.
Oh, you know what? I think he might actually possibly be having some connectivity issues. Pause.
Right.
Thanos is back. Hold on.
Now he's in trouble.
So the multiple action penalty, how does that work?
So basically, anytime you do the same type of check, so like an attack check, you do that twice. The second time you do it, it'll have disadvantage, and that just stacks each time you do it. So you could use all of your action points just to attack every time, and then it would just have stacking disadvantage each time.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's why a lot of times if you aren't sure what you're going to do, but you know you're going to attack, it's kind of worth just blowing a couple action points on just the attack, just because why not, you know? All right, well, reconnecting, it seems.
Hello?
Oh, there he is.
There we go.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Thanos.
Daddy Thanos.
Daddy Thanos. Okay, I don't know where I was. So I'm gonna imbue my trident with lightning energy. Walking up, I'm gonna imbue it with extra damage, an MP enhancement for it to do extra damage. And then I'll hit with a 21. I'll say, "You don't deserve this arcane power if you're going to abuse it." As I hit him with a 21.
Very good. The 21 is a heavy hit.
All right. It'll just be 2 damage then.
Killer checks.
Yeah.
All right.
2 damage, and if he were to move from that space, he will take 4 lightning damage as he is encrusted by this lightning energy.
Jesus.
Okay. Do your best to remember that for me.
Yep.
That
Run
is awesome.
if you dare.
Right. Okay, and that's really funny. I was just going to say, this is almost like a slow motion moment, too, when you just like slam this damage into this guy, because it's like you see him recoil in just terrible pain, and he looks pretty messed up at this point, him and the archer both. So immediately he's looking around, he realizes that he's locked down by the lightning, and he's looking around, and you can see the only thought on his mind is like, I'm not making it out of this. I need to go as soon as I can. So like he's looking to escape. He knows he can't. Oh man, I feel like maybe even as like, was that it for your turn?
That was all of it. Imbue. Right. Well, actually, I would have one more AP.
Oh snap! Okay.
I'll frostbolt him.
Oh my goodness! Okay.
I miss. It's a warning shot. It's just to scare him. As he's like looking there, he's like he has this crackling energy around him.
Yeah.
And I like try to throw a finishing like being like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna take this guy down, but then he keeps a stoic face. And it's like, yeah, that was a warning shot. I'm just gonna like glare at it.
That's hilarious. That's actually really funny. And just as like a fun role play thing, go ahead and roll an intimidation check, but use your prime because unless intimidation's better.
Ooh. No, it is not.
But use your prime since you're using your magic to intimidate. Okay, well that's okay.
You guys do hear me say.
No extra bonuses, but that's okay. So basically, either way, this guy's super freaked out, and he's actually just gonna. He doesn't even take an action right away. He doesn't like do anything right away. He's just looking you guys over, and he's like, all right, stop, enough, please. What do you guys do?
I mean,
they've got
the neck, you know.
I want to run over to the archer just to make sure he's also not going anywhere.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna say
I'll say I'll go there. Your power would be better used over here, and so I'll run over and well, I don't seem to have ropes, but I got some seashells that are wrapped around my. I didn't get any rope.
I have rope,
but I got okay. Yeah, I'll ask you to throw me your rope. I didn't bring
tie them up.
Yeah. And I'll run over to tie up the blind groveling archer.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see. So now at this point, basically, kind of stepping out of combat, these guys are both pretty messed up. And as soon as the big guy is openly kind of surrendering, the archer just kind of like rolls over, and he's just like sits there, and he kind of just like stops moving, and he's like, all right. He's just super scared. But the big guy
on your stomach.
Yeah, immediately turns over. He's like, yeah, okay. The big guy is basically just like, wait, okay, mercy, please. Mercy,
like you showed that man you were holding.
Right, I know. You're right. You've got every right to kill us, to be honest. But then you won't know where. And he's just kind of like trying to buy himself time and thinking it over as he's going. And he's just like, what do you want? What can I do?
I might untransform from my turtle form and then just say, you really have nothing that you could give us. The Radiant Vanguard needs not, but we will protect who we can. Like the town already has the answers, so why do I need you, fool?
Nice. Ooh, okay, all right. The map at this point, in my opinion, is a distraction. We'll just hang out on this beautiful logo instead.
Yeah.
No, okay, fair enough though. Okay, so
I see a nat 20 back there.
Yeah, boy. So okay, you know what? He's just like, you don't understand. There is something that we can give you. It's what gives us our power. We can show it to you.
Purple energy.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Didn't we kind of get the feeling that was like messing them up though? Yeah. Or was that just me implying that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that was real.
I'm dragging this like archer, like I'm again a small guy, like full on, like just with his legs and just like leaning all the way forward. And I'm trying to get over here because I hear about, this arcane energy that they're abusing.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And I don't appreciate the abuse of magic.
Is this a spell, a drug?
It's like both. It's the effects of both, but it just makes us better, makes us stronger.
What's the source? Where is it?
A little bit like judgmental. I'll be like, it's not natural. I know that.
He'll even chime in. He's like, you're right. It's not natural. It's greater than that. We don't understand it, but we worship it even.
Worship it. Where is this what is it? How do you get this power?
All right, here's the sauce. Right away, he's walked himself into this whole thing, and he still is just like fighting it. He's just like, man, you can see it on his face. He's like, I can't tell you, is what he's thinking, but he's kind of just quiet, and he's just like, I have to know that you'll spare us.
I need your word that you will never enter this town again.
That's fair. That's fair enough. I personally will not, but I don't act alone. I work for a group, and I can't guarantee their presence unless maybe you come to see them or something.
What's this group?
Boy,
Your
isn't that
life's
the
on the
question. I
line
had this
for
written
this.
down.
Brother, your life's on the line. Give us answers, or it's off the line.
Okay. All right. He's falling for it. Where the heck is my... Okay, there it is. So where is... Oh, yeah, that's right. How could I forget? It's a name that mimics your own faction to some degree. And he's like, oh, we call ourselves the Radiant Hand. And we're from... Well, we're just a bunch of misfits, really, that met up. Bandits, some just homeless, refugees. But we're united in the power of the crystal. It's a lot to explain, but there's a crystal of unimaginable arcane power in our hideout, and I see the only way that you might spare us is, well, I can show you to it if you'd like.
I might give my my comrades a little bit of a heads up that the Myconids that we just dealt with had a similar issue going on. There was these crystals corrupting the Myconids, and like it even almost corrupted this giant tree that this town was basically using for trade, more or less. So I think that might be kind of the same thing, but I don't know if it was pink. So I'm just going to try to relay all of that to my...
Okay. So you say you're a group of misfits. What do you mean by that? How was it you all met?
Well, at first there was a few of us that were in a raiding party together. Bandits, really, nothing more. Some ex-military, but all of us had fallen on hard times one way or another, and, well, we happened to lose many of our members in one fight. And so we just roamed for a while until we found this cave, and we were drawn to it. We were drawn to the arcane power just seeping out of its entrance. We investigated and found the crystal.
Okay.
And
So
we took in any refugees we could from there because the crystal seems to enjoy company.
These refugees that you take in, any of them mention anything about being from a different place or possibly a different, dimension, maybe?
Right? Very good.
Like in a very, very, that's been displaced. Anyone?
Right. Good question. So we'll kind of respond. And it's a bit of a longer conversation, realistically. But
Yeah.
basically, he relays to you that the whole situation, this like weird dimension you guys are in now, the realm you're in now, is, he's just like, yeah, that's the thing here. Obviously, you're new to it, like he's kind of almost taunts you a little bit with it, but basically he's just like, that's what this place is, man. That's life for us. And he mentions that some of the people that are in his little crew, or maybe what sounds even more like a cult at this point, some of them are definitely like victims of the displacement one way or another. And others have just lived in this world their whole life, and this is what they know. So
Any word of any leaving and in search of going back home?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's everyone displaced here tries to find home, but no one's found out how. So this is home.
When we get to this cave, how do we know you won't turn on us?
Well, the truth is, there's no guarantee, but I'll advocate for you. You're large. You're big. You're big fighters. Not necessarily in stature, but obviously, I mean, to take us out when we were powerful from the crystal, I'm impressed. I'll advocate for your capabilities, and they'll happily accept you. At this point, it sounds more like a recruitment than anything else.
I don't think we want to be accepted by this.
Right. And we're the people at that town we just got back from, recruits.
And he kind of, looks a little bit ashamed, and he's just like, no. We still have to make money to get by. That's an easy way to do it.
And if we were to destroy this crystal or take this crystal, what would you do then?
So as soon as you say
a
that,
lot of fanatics.
he looks up and just like, he looks freaking crazy. As soon as you suggest any kind of threat to the crystal, looks like freaking Gollum in the Ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, he looks mad. And he's just like, you wouldn't. You'll die.
Dude just goes instantly bald.
It might not come to that.
Guys, I think we need to steal this crystal. Keep it for the Vanguard.
Well, what do we do with these to for the time being?
Good question.
One of us needs to. One of them needs to show us the way.
I think we should probably question the town a little bit more before we head, dive into wherever these cultists are leading us. I'll ask around to see if anyone, if there's like a small jail, or a trapper that's got gator traps that we could put these two in a cage while we question around town.
Okay, that's fine.
And if you really think about it, they didn't wrong us. They wronged this town. So this town should decide their punishment, not really us.
That's very true.
I'm all right with that. I have no objections.
Yeah.
We definitely need to get more information before we just blindly follow these cultists to their hive mind.
Yeah, that kind of sounds what it's kind of like.
So are there any trappers with gator cages that we can?
So the town is definitely quick to help you. So now it's just a matter of, I'd say one way or another, they've got, let's just see. Let's leave it up to a fate roll. One of you roll a d20.
Your idea, Kohraid.
All right. Let's see. 11.
Okay. Average.
Just above average. You're right. So let's see here. I'd say that they do have some decent cages from animals that they were trying to raise at one point. Even like they tried to domesticate wolves at one point as like a defense mechanism against these jerks and stuff like that. Unfortunately, that didn't work out, but they do have some pretty solid cages to the point that's like, they're pretty trustworthy cells that used to hold wolves and stuff. So it's like, it's not bad.
Yeah. I say we lock them in there, and Shelly, you're in charge. My little crab.
Maybe we should get them to tell us where their cave is before we put them in there.
Be patrolling.
Fair enough.
Do what?
We should probably let's figure out where their cave is. Like I don't think we should actually bring them with us. Because if it sounds like if we take this,
I don't think he'll just tell us. I think he'll show us there, but I don't think he'll tell us. I wouldn't tell you if I was being held captive.
So do we bring the small one with us?
I would want to be led back to my companions.
Do we bring the small one with us instead?
I feel like we kind of just let them decide. Like, hey, brother, we only need one of you guys. Who's gonna give us the information?
Fair enough. That makes a lot of sense.
Cool. Yeah, let's get information from the this village. Figure out even just the name of this village and see where we're at.
Yeah,
very good.
That would be good.
I'm good with people.
And Vorran's good with books. So pretty much I'm going to be in the back writing stuff down like, oh, this is Fairhaven or whatever.
I am also not good with people.
I'm also okay with people. I am a junior ambassador for Hanar. I've done some politics. I'm not great. Kind of more of a, my father thrust me into the role, but whatever. But I guess I can talk to the people a little bit.
I was raised by priests.
I can read people a little bit, but a little blunt sometimes.
That's okay.
But cool. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess I'll approach someone. Did you know that man? And pointing at the guy that was shot in the head.
Right.
Okay.
Good
callback.
Yeah. So there is one person that is quick to aid you. They all, I guess the rest of the villagers would pretty much just like slowly saunter back to the village itself, which you're not far from. It'd basically just be like just out of, screen from where the map was pretty much. So they just saunter on back to the village. There's one gentleman staying behind, and he's just kind of like slumped over next to the now corpse. And you can tell right away, they look similar enough. They're probably brothers or something like that. So he's just looking almost expressionless. He's not sobbing or anything like that. And
I guess I'll while he's doing that, I'll just kind of take a kneel next to him and just kind of softly, mind if I ask you a few questions? I just want to kind of get, what's our guild name?
The Radiant Vanguard.
We're with the Radiant Vanguard, and we're just trying to help. Is whatever information that you can give or point me in any direction, that'd be appreciated.
Okay, 100%. So this guy doesn't move. Like, he doesn't change where he's looking. He doesn't look at you. He's just like, yes. I'll help you however I can. And thank you.
Our pleasure.
Well, my name is Galdoran. This was my brother Radalan, and the people you met, they call themselves the Radiant Hand. For a couple months now, they've demanded we pay them for their protection. Of course, it's simple to see what's happening. You figured it out. But
what's the name of this town that we're in?
This little village we call it Oakhaven.
Okay.
Are you taking notes?
Yeah, maybe.
My goodness. Okay. All right. And basically, he's like, we call it Oakhaven. Most of us have lived here our whole lives. The village used to be a lot bigger. Just in the past couple months, we've lost many. There's the one thing that I know you're here for. We have information that can help you. We'll have to go back to the village. There was a young boy named Viero that tailed them once after they attacked and found out where they reside. Found the cave that he was speaking about.
Where is this boy?
Back at the village. I can show you to him. Hopefully he's not too shaken up by this whole thing. But yeah, we can go there.
If you would allow me to just say a quick prayer for your brother.
Yes, please.
I'll take a kneel. I'll kind of put his body in a restful position, say a quick prayer to Morden, and I'll cast guidance on his body, as in like guiding him through the afterlife.
Okay,
yeah,
that's cool. I like that. That's cool. That is really cool. And the guy's just like, I've never had much faith in any kind of god or anything. Several of the people here at the village were just victims of the displacement anyway, and I don't know. Life just seems so strange, especially in this world. But I really appreciate that, truly.
Anytime.
And he just kind of stands up.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah. And for the first time, he's actually crying now. He kind of just wipes his face. He's like, let's get this over with. And he starts walking towards the village.
And I follow.
Yep. And I follow. I also follow.
I also follow.
I will follow as well. Okay. So yeah, he leads you back to the village. And right away, you see there's a kid that's literally just kind of like in the pathway by himself. Everyone else has kind of returned to their homes for the most part. Some are like talking amongst themselves, but everyone's being really like just reserved, obviously. And the kid's just like in the path. And you see him just like kicking a relatively large rock back and forth. It's got to be hurting his foot as he's kicking this thing around. And yeah, Galdoran basically just points him out and he's just like, well, that's him. You want me to go with you, or what would you like?
No, I mean, do you guys have any other questions for Galdoran here?
I might ask him, what exactly are they coming here to hold you up for? Is it just cash? Are you short of food? What are you guys lacking? Because us at the Radiant Vanguard are here to help. Well,
I appreciate that a lot. And he kind of asks at this point, he's like, what do you mean Radiant Vanguard? Like, what does that mean? Where are you from? What's going on? You know what I mean? So, all that.
I would let you lead.
Totally. I would explain that an entire city was supplanted from this interdimensional dumping ground of a world. And we're honestly trying to colonize it in a way. And
right.
Anyone who's like a straggler or looking for hope, that's us.
Perfect. Okay.
And hopefully we can prove that by fixing this issue.
Okay, very good. So will you explain that whole thing? And he just kind of laughs and he's just like, and it turns out the worst day of my life may turn into the best day of my life, depending on all this. And, he's just kind of choked up about it all. But he's just like, regardless, they would shake us down for anything we had. They took all of our gold in a matter of weeks. And then all we had left was food, our labor, whatever we could do, wood, anything. All of our supplies we've given away at this point. And he kind of just like motions towards the village and he's just like, we have nothing. This is it.
We'll see what we can return to you.
And I might even gently insinuate, hey, there's a big city over there if you want to come check it out.
If you guys need any supplies or anything like that, we're less than a day's travel away.
He ponders it and he looks absolutely shocked. Like, if it weren't for what he's already seen from you guys, there's no way he's believing what you're saying. He's just like, we'll discuss it, I guess. He's just like, doesn't even know what to do with that. But basically at this point, he's just kind of like, well, I guess, I don't know. I'll be on my way. Viera was right over there. Just ask him. He's a quick kid. He'll help you out, hopefully.
And before you head over there, I might just mention really quickly, did you notice that he's the only one that didn't go home? Like that kid was the only person who didn't go into a house when everyone else filed somewhere. Trying to insinuate he might not have somewhere to go.
Okay, got it. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, yeah, I'll kind of taking that a little bit to heart. I kind of like take a minute, just think back on my family a little bit, and my sister, and just a deep breath, and then I'll approach Viero.
Okay, he's kicking the rock around, and
how old does he look? Is he like?
He's maybe like 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like he's old enough to be figuring out the world a little bit, but he's still a young kid, you know. So
gotcha. Yeah.
He's kicking this big rock around as you approach, and kind of like almost like a little bit of an edgelord little kid. He or trying to be at least, but he's pretty uncoordinated. So like he kicks the rock once kind of hard, and then runs up to it and like traps it with his foot. And he's just like, "I know what you want.
What is it then, dude?
You want to know where to get those guys, right?"
Well, we're the bad guy getters, so I kind of look back at the other two. Yeah, we're kind of those guys. Yeah. You know where to find them.
I love that. Go ahead and roll an influence check.
All right.
The bad guy getters. I love that.
Oh, a good old unnatural 20.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah, brother.
Holy moly. Okay.
Oh, I'm not going to continue.
Oh, okay, all right.
No, I was going to call that unnatural 20 something else, but I'm just going to leave that to everyone's imagination.
Okay, we run a clean channel here, sir. So
clean
please.
Here. Hands
all right. So all right, the kid at this point, this kid you caught on right away. He looks up at you guys. You're his heroes right now, and you can tell he hasn't looked at someone like this in quite a while. And he's just like, I can show you exactly where it is. I tailed them once, and it's not even that far from here. It's just a little cave. Okay. I never went inside, so I don't know what to expect, but I know exactly that's the hole that they come from.
Okay, yeah. Are there? Do you know if there are any like back hole, little side entrances or anything like that, or is it just they all come from this one cave?
He's like, you know what? Actually, yes. I looked around the next day, and I went out at night, and I saw that there was a little bit of light coming from kind of the top of the hill, not necessarily the entrance to the cave. So I went over and checked it out. There's one small crack. I peered through, and I saw there's, I don't know, some crazy glowing thing in there. And I could tell that it sounded like maybe all of them were there, and they were doing some weird culty, worshipy prayer stuff. But that was at midnight. And I wonder, he kind of just like thinks it over, and he's just like, they might do that often. I don't know. I only went there the one time at night.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I mean, would you be able to give us directions there, or can you really just walk the path? Is it someplace you kind of need to guide us? I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, I can show you.
Yeah. Okay.
So why not? I'll lead you right there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, cool. Yeah. I mean, before we take you out into the woods, are your parents around, anything like that? I just want to kind of talk with them a little bit, make sure they're okay with that.
He's gonna be like, he's like, no, my mom died when I was little, and my dad was the first victim of these guys.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. Who are you staying with right now?
Well, a lot of times I just stay outside. There's a couple people here. Caldoran.
I kind of look around like the village in a little bit disgust when he says that.
Yeah.
How about this?
I'm gonna find someone to eye and make eye contact with.
Yeah.
Can maybe we can convince the brother to keep him for a little while and maybe bring him back to the city with us.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe we can. Yeah. So yeah, if you could show us the way to this cave, to this hole, to where we can maybe do a little bit of scouting before we if you show us to this crack that you found at the top of the hill, you said.
Yeah.
We can once we get there, you run straight on back. We're gonna talk to Galdrin and see if you can run over to his place and see if you can stay with him before we come back. If you'd want, if you don't really have a place here, we might be able to find you a place in the city.
Right. Okay. So yeah, as you're saying this, you're doing like the classic, like looking around, looking for someone to show your visible disgust at, basically. And there's one lady that's kind of sweeping as you're finishing up saying what you're saying. And she's literally just like sweeping her porch away. And you see that there's just like tears running down her face as she's doing it. And she locks eyes with you. And first off, right away, I mean, I'm not going to tell your character how to feel, but there's an urge where it's like, you want to be disgusted at this lady. And she's literally just like doing the most mundane life activity, just crying. And she kind of looks at you and she just kind of shrugs. And the kid sees what's going on too. And he's just like, they tried. It's not like they didn't try. They're fine. I can take care of myself.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't be sleeping out. Well, yeah, no. I mean, is there anyone else that we can talk to in the village? You know, is there a leader here in the village?
The village leaders were the ones they took first. So my dad was.
Okay.
But
okay.
Just take care of these guys, and then we can figure a situation out for you.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Then, yeah. You want to? You guys want to go talk to Galdrin? See if I'm gonna kick this rock, and I like flip it over, just like a little bit of strain. I'm not really too much taller than the kid is,
right? Right.
But I still got a few inches on him. But I'm a kick rock here with.
I'm down to go find him.
You guys want to go talk to him?
Yeah, I'll go see where he's at.
Why do you kick this thing?
And the kid will even tell you, he's like, Galdorn's house is that one. I know that's what you're going to look for him. I'll stay with him. That's
okay.
That's fine.
It works.
He'll let me. He asks me to every day, and I don't want to. You know,
it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah, and the kid's just quiet. You know, taking that in. That's 100% the issue that's going on here, and he's just like taking it in. But he's like, fine. I can show you where the place is, and then I can stay with Galdorn.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you.
The moment we get there, come back. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
And since I've like been journaling and scribing about stuff, is there a chance in my like journal I would have, in a way, a map of the city of Enza?
Oh yeah, 100%. I definitely currently don't have a representation of that for you, but yes.
Just really quick, I want to write the word home right over like where the city is. Rip it out of the book and just give it to the kid. Just be like, here you go. If you need any help.
Okay.
Nice.
And then that'll be my safety interaction with that kid.
Very good. Okay. Cool. He's at the prospect of hope. He's just as eager as you guys are, pretty much. So unless you have any reason to stick around, he's going to lead you.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long does this last? Oh, only one round. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. No, I think I'm good to go. Anyone else need? I'll see if I could buy a rope off of anyone here. I'm embarrassed. I came out without a rope.
No problem. It'd be easy, honestly. These guys, that might be one of the few things they could actually make happen. Like they'd pull it off of the roped fence posts that they have there, even, or whatever. You've got a rope, my guy. You're good.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give them like 20 gold for it.
Okay.
Nice.
They're very grateful. They try hard to tell you no, but I mean, if you insist, they'll take it. Okay. So the kid leads you. So you guys are, it's really not long at all. I mean, like the path leads to, there's one spot where the swamp actually kind of like has some deeper craters and puddles. And then there's one almost like cliff, really, that like juts out of the otherwise flat marshland. Not huge, but it definitely stands out for being in the swamp. And there's one crevice right there that you can tell is definitely a cave mouth. So the kid's just like, well, there's the entrance. There's a path. And he kind of just like points in another direction. Does not look like a path, but he's just like, yeah, right up this way. And he'd show you to basically just like a crack in the top. And from there, you can straight up see into the cave, especially now. Like it's light. There's a little bit of daylight going through that crack. And inside, you see that there's just one very large, just like crystal protruding out of the middle of this otherwise like cavernous room. And there are several people there kind of just like bowing down in front of the crystal. And you see that the crystal's like just swirling with a bunch of crazy arcane energies and stuff. Also, you notice that the crystal is just like humming and buzzing. and it's got cracks all over it.
How big is this crystal?
It'd be roughly like, I don't know, maybe like 5 feet wide, but like 10 feet tall.
It's big.
Yeah, it's pretty stinking large. And it's just like jammed in the ground, basically.
Okay.
So there's that. The kid kind of reminds you, he's basically just like, the one time I saw them all in here was around midnight, but that's it. This is the place. Do I go now?
Yeah.
We
got it from here.
Thank you. Thanks, Fiero. We'll see when when we take care of these guys, and I'll give him a little wink.
All right. He takes a few steps and stops, like skids to a halt, and just like looks back at you guys, and he just stares at you for a second, and he's just like, "You're gonna come back, right?"
We'll do what we can.
Turns around, keeps running.
So he said, and I'll whispering him. He said midnight we'll come here.
Yeah.
Do we want to wait for the whole pack, or we could attack this?
So, yeah. I mean, let's do a little bit of recon. Let me kind of see if I can, from this distance, study this crystal a little bit. See if there's anything I can think of. I mean, the only reason we would want them all in one location is to, try to thin out the herd. The only thing I think that would have enough power to do so is that crystal, and I'd have to kind of analyze it for, I don't know, maybe an hour. Just, see if it seems volatile enough to where if I strike it with enough lightning or arcane magic, if it would
explode.
Yeah,
something like that. How often can you turn into other creatures than the wall?
Yes, actually, I can turn into just about any creature. I have unlimited animal shapes that I can think up.
Oh, really? That's rad.
That's pretty rad. That's pretty rad.
That's pretty rad.
Specifically, I have a small silver fox that's advantaged on stealth that might be able to do recon, if that's what you were thinking.
That's what I was thinking. I'm assuming foxes are fairly common in this neck of the woods.
Can confirm.
Yeah, can confirm. I'll defer to the druid. I'll defer to the druid.
Right.
I know natural sea creatures, like 4-legged creatures. I don't know.
They all look Vanguard while you study this because I
got fur.
Make a lot of noise.
I could definitely start taking a look around. I'm probably small enough to fit into whatever crevice there is in that area. As long as I probably don't touch the crystal, I think we'll be good. Because they have that like hive mind crap going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a fox, you could definitely fit into this crevice that you're seeing through. 100%.
I don't think they have any kind of like a hive mind thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if that was the case, then they would be on alert. There wouldn't be people praying here, and they would have already sent reinforcements while we were asking questions here. So they definitely can't communicate when they're emboldened by it, which is good. We can use that to our advantage if we need to pick off some stragglers out here before we assault it. But
okay,
yeah. I mean, I'll while you're reconning, I'll just kind of see if I can study it from a distance. If you can get close to it and do some study into it, you seem like a studied learned fellow.
Yeah, definitely. I'll get right on that for sure. More or less, is there anything that I need to be aware of in this room before I head on in there? Like, sure, It's the ritual room, but is there like an altar, table, bunch of, explosives everywhere?
Do a quick,
right.
I guess, we'll do just an awareness check of what we see first.
Yeah. Yep, that sounds good. Yeah, I mean, it's not like a rushed thing or anything, so I'll just give you basically everything that you can see. And that is, you can tell that it's a pretty stinking, like, large cavernous room. There are multiple elevations in the room, and that this crystal is kind of just in the middle towards the biggest flat area that is the lowest elevation of the room. And the crystal is definitely just there. Again, the more you look at it, the more you realize this thing looks, it's got a lot of cracks in it. It's got a lot of just like swirling arcane energies around it. The people that are worshiping it, there's a couple there that are just kind of like bowing down to it. And then every now and then, like their whole bodies just like shudder, like they're like just like the weirdest, I don't know, reaction to an unnatural substance, basically. Yeah, they just like shudder and kind of just like twitch and almost like seize up for a second, and then they continue worshiping the thing. You're also hearing them make. Oh, I was just gonna say, you're also hearing them make really weird, like you don't make those noises. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then too. But what were you saying?
Oh no, I was gonna say if I am gonna go like in there, I'll try to time it when they're making their weird noises.
Okay.
So a weird groan, pitter patter, weird groan.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Kohraid, I know, since you mentioned it already, and I know you're playing into their character fantasy like this as well, go ahead and make an Arcana check, checking this crystal out.
Got it. Cool, yeah. My goodness, why am I... There we go. Bad roll. A 12.
Not too bad. You don't know exactly when or how, but you get the idea that this crystal is unstable enough that it could pop.
Okay.
And when it does, it's going to be a mess.
Okay. And yeah, since they all convene at one point, I'm assuming at midnight is the most volatile moment. Okay, cool.
Okay. What are we thinking?
I mean, are we just gonna pop it
Is that the...
there? Is that what you're thinking, Kohraid?
I think from what I can... I mean, from this distance, I don't know. I mean, oh goodness, Alex, what's your... It's
Vorran.
Vorran, sorry. I had the arrow in my head. Vorran. Vorran can get a little bit... Vorran can get a little bit closer look at it, of it. He hasn't gone in yet, has he?
I don't believe so.
Not just yet.
Okay, then yeah, no, I mean, full analysis once all the information back.
Definitely. And I want to get like an idea of how the entire room layout and like what these people are doing, if they can even tell that like someone's around them. I don't want to like make it obvious I'm there, but
all right, fair enough. Okay, so you can see, let's see here. Dang. So actually, I guess we'll see how this goes. Make an awareness check as you are deeply peering in before you try to commit. 15's pretty solid. Okay. Let's do this. Stand by. All right, Vorran. Technically, the rest of you wouldn't see that. Wait, is this possible? Can I do this? Whoa. Well, it doesn't matter. I want viewers to see too. So meta knowledge, the rest of you wouldn't necessarily see this right away, but it looks something like this.
whoa.
Yeah. So that's the vague area. And that's really like, that's good enough check though. That's pretty much what you're going to see there.
So what direction can we see from this?
You are pretty much right above the crystal area. So you're
looking
almost right
down.
above that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That might be better. But okay. So I'm just going to like take stock of the area, see if there's anything that I need to sabotage. Yeah. But other than that, I'm going to get a decent layout of the room, come back and just relay my findings. And just being like, that it looks like the Mines of Moria, guys. I don't know what's going on down there.
I read that book once.
Yeah.
Dwarf in there.
Yeah. There seems to be a crystal. It's pulsing. It looks like it's not really going to make it. And honestly, everything is just barely lit by fire. We might be able to trap this place, looking directly down on this crystal as we are.
So wait for midnight, you think? When they all commune?
Which directions are the exits? Is it to the south?
Yes, I would
it's
say,
one exit.
yeah. From here, it's hard to say for sure, but you would guess that it's either on the left side here or
straight.
maybe directly below.
Okay.
Maybe even like up past this cliff. Maybe there's like ladders or, one way or another to get up that way too.
Okay.
From where you are currently, can't tell exactly, but it's one of those areas.
The only thing I would say to think about is a lot of the whole village supplies and belongings are in there. At least that's worth anything. So, I mean, collateral damage is collateral damage, but I would just keep that in mind. We might want to recover some.
I'm assuming it won't be held close to the crystal. It'll probably be back. The initial blast of the crystal shouldn't hit anything.
Hopefully.
While we wait, I have a divine omen that I can use once per long rest. I'm gonna spend 10 minutes to pray, and I can ask one question, a yes or no question to my deity, and I get like a yes, no, or unclear type answer.
Okay.
So I'll pray, basically asking, is there a better way? Or is this the right path to help this village?
Ooh, okay.
As in blowing up the crystal.
Oh, that's hard. That's kind of subjective.
It could be the answer can be, it says the deity responds in the best of their knowledge, yes, no, or unclear. So and I'll just sit there praying on it. I know it's a tough question.
Okay. No, I hear you. I'm with you. And we'll get into some fun RP with it too. So you ask the question. Is this
the best way to help this town.
Okay. Okay.
Can I ask what your domains are? Like, what do you worship?
Dwarven
Yes, it is life and peace.
Okay.
Okay. So you ask the question, is this method the one, basically? Is this the play? And you pray for a moment. After a little while, you feel just like contemplation back and forth, like your head's a little clouded about it. But after a brief moment, you do get what's just like in your mind an audible response.
I have guided you this far, and I trust that what you decide will be correct.
Did you hear that?
I'm over there like with water in a bowl and a mirror inside of it, just kind of doing a little like cleaning the shells in my necklace.
Did you hear that, Vorran?
What? What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Still itching myself. 'Cause I'm
Like
hot.
you're kind of shocked, and I was like, I've never actually prayed, but I've never heard a god speak in my life. Okay.
Yo, level 1 cleric, baby. He's like, oh, you
It's
noticed
real.
me.
That answers that question.
You can. Hey, I mean, we're on a plane that they can still contact you, so that's always a good thing.
All right. It's like a smile, and also like I'm like wide-eyed for like the rest of the day. Like, what the heck? Okay, sounds good. I love the voice changer. That was awesome.
That was rad.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I guess.
How do we break it? He's just
I mean,
all hands on deck, fire at once, or
I have a fire spell that I can make explode, and depending on how well I do with it, it'll get bigger and bigger. But it's kind of the only explosion I got.
I mean, I can send a bolt of lightning down again. I also
send a sacred bolt.
can throw out some ice too. But if we're using fire, ice probably wouldn't meld very good with it.
True.
Just we both we're all back here trying to do, and then just
Yeah, nothing even gets there. It's just
sorry to cross streams. Whoops.
I will say, you're realizing that the crevice there is really probably only comfortably big enough for like one thing,
Yeah.
one cast of some sort. You'd be in each other's way for sure otherwise.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
that little crevice area looks to be a very thin, like shale area of rock. You're almost like even to the point that you'd worry about like stepping on it too directly, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, my initial lightning strike, it could open this up a little bit more, but then it's us all up here. If we have to fight anyone that survives down there, it's, how to get down there is kind of the thing. Yeah. I mean,
I could make some vines from the top to the bottom.
okay.
I have the tethering vine spell as well as shooting webs, so I could really make it sticky around here for these guys.
My hammer could probably open this hole up quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to make too much noise before we're, striking it, get too much deal.
So I actually have a spider climb, and I can walk on the ceiling, so I could just creep up in there, and then somebody else could,
yeah.
do their thing, and I could already be in there.
My other strategy would be, since you have methods of getting down, crawling on walls and stuff, or turning into a spider, I assume, whatever, you could be the one to strike from up here, and or I assault from the entrance.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, we could do it that way. Wait till
Fine.
midnight. I mean, if a bunch of them are convening here, we may be able to sneak in and get adjacent to this room with the crystal before we're noticed. If they all meet and worship, and
They said they taked in refugees.
Yeah, I think we should, in a way, wait until midnight to see how many people are actually here. Because what if, like, some of those refugees come to our side, or something like that? Because,
true.
like, may not want to
Very
be a
true.
part of this group.
so I mean, would we want to lead like some kind of reconnaissance in there? Maybe
That actually,
I go in and be like, oh, help! I need help, and I don't know, try to play it off and see if they'll take me in. I can maybe warn some of the refugees.
whoever's not at least
Fully, Yeah.
purple glow.
Yeah. I could do that if.
And I don't think I could be much help up here.
Okay. I mean, we could
Follow
both
behind.
head in. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can stay behind just to like if I see some action start, just try to snipe somebody before they hit you guys or something. Because I have a decent amount of long range things.
Okay. Yeah. And
Alright.
if it gets to the point of midnight, then when they all kind of, does anyone have any sort of communication? I don't really.
What's our sign for it's time to go?
I'm not sure if I have any long range communication, but I do have the ability to know if somebody is touching my webs. So I could make a string of webs with my web shooter, and like you guys could have a bell eventually, or know where that bell is to have stuff pop off.
That's pretty sick.
That's a cool way of using that.
Yeah. My other thought was Shelly, but I don't know if she. I would assume I would have brought Shelly with us and then left. I guess we never decided what we did with the two guys. We're just like handed them over to the villagers. Did we just hand them over to the villagers and be
That's
like,
true.
we are leaving you guys alive, like we said. We left them alive, but the villagers now are the ones that are in charge of punishment. I think
That's true. We never followed through to see exactly what went down with that, did we?
Maybe we'll find out when we get back.
We'll see what the villagers did.
All right.
Yeah.
So we find the entrance.
Yeah. I mean, I can also leave Shelly up there with you, and she can do a clack, 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 clack.
Oh, that
like
is a way of.
I'd have to be somewhat close. What's the roof height on this? The height down.
Oh,
I have to be
boy.
within 20 spaces to communicate.
Yeah, I mean, let's not make it too difficult, and that's a really cool idea. I'd say you're right about at the edge of that. You know, it's doable. It's doable.
Be doable.
Nice.
Okay. I of course wouldn't want to be next to the crystal for it to work, but she'll.
Fair.
Yeah.
I will hide any like imageries of Morden I have on me for the time being, so when I walk in, it's not super obvious.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think we set up both. I'll leave Shelly up here with you, and then we also set the web just for redundancies.
Sounds good.
Very cool. Okay.
Put it like all over the ceiling.
All
or
about
connected to a
redundancies,
wall.
baby. I'm all about it. All about redundancies.
Okay, so it sounds like we got a plan going here. All right, let's lock in the specifics. The timing. Are you doing that now before it is midnight?
Yeah. We'll go in now. About what time is it?
Yeah, what time is it?
Good call. We'll say after the events of travel and everything else, you guys are kind of like hashing out a plan and everything. I don't know, probably like around like 6-ish.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Well, I'll kind of I guess we'll just throw a little bit of mud on us and just kind of try to look a little bit disheveled and act like
I'll rip a piece of my shirt off and tie it around my leg, and I'll use my walking stick as if I'm walking with a little like a little dead leg almost.
Okay, very cool.
I'm a before, like, when you do that, I'm a like just take my trident and just like give you a little cut, like right underneath the bandage, and I'll cover it.
Told me before you did that.
It's not believable if there's no blood. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, my bad. I should have asked. It's not believable without blood.
That's fair.
You take 5 damage. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Very cool.
Brutal. +3. It was a 45 to hit, baby.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Doctor up the disguises a bit. Okay, so you guys are heading like right to the entrance of the cave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. There is not a lot of there's not a lot of cave that you haven't already seen. You're noticing that like as soon as you get to the entrance, there might be one bend off to the right that prevents you from seeing directly through right now. But that's about all there is. So as you're looking through, you're noticing that there are several very pink, glowy affected people, even to the point that there's some like pretty much just inside the cave entrance now. And I'd say that there's 2 people there, and they're sitting on the ground, and they're just like bouncing a rock off the ground back and forth to each other with just like extreme force. Like it's amazing. Like they're kicking up dust like a bullet would when the stone hits the ground each time, kind of thing.
Let's just kind of walk up like a little bit suspicious. Let's not act too aggressive, but like weapons drawn.
We can say the big man and the little man.
I don't think we mentioned them.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned
Sounds
them at all. I guess we'll walk up and we'll just kind of just out from the brush. It's like, who are you? And be a little bit out of breath. Who are you?
Okay.
Can you help us?
One of them, like super fast, stands up like the freaking Flash. Like it's like a pink blur, and he just like stands up and looks over at you, and he's just like, "Hey, you see those guys over there?" And the other one stands up too, and he stands up. He looks gross. Like the way he stands up is, he looks like he's dead. He's just like slumps over, and like his head kind of like tilts to the side, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, I see him. You think what do we do? Do we just kill him? What happens? Do we tell the boss?"
We don't mean
No
you
killing.
guys any harm.
No killing.
Just looking for refuge.
Okay, the first guy stood up super fast or whatever, slaps the other guy, and he's like, "No, we don't kill him. We need to tell the boss. The boss is probably over by the crystal. We should just go tell him." They kind of bicker back and forth a little bit, and he's just like, "I'm going. I'm gonna go tell the boss." And he's like, "Well, I might kill him before you get back." They're just kind of bickering back and forth a little bit, and then
Just hold our ground. Yeah.
one guy heads into the cave. The other guy's just standing there, just kind of looking at you, creepy.
Maybe.
What's your name?
My name. Oh boy, let me think. And he literally like just thinks for a second. And he just kind of gets lost in thought, and he's just like, Ben, Brad, I don't remember.
I try and whisper it, but not so whisper. Maybe we should leave. Hey.
No, we haven't seen any civilization in days. We need something.
Right about now, you see this just massive, looks like the freaking Hulk, but pink, basically. Just this huge guy walks out behind the other fast guy. The fast guy kind of like, bolts out real quick. He's just like standing there, and she's like, "Oh, good, you didn't kill him." And then the boss guy is just like walking up behind him, and he's just like fuming, essentially, literally, like just like fuming pink aura spookiness going on. And he's just like, "Well, hello. It's good to see you.
What are you?
I'm the Blessed One. It's very good to meet you. And who are you two? You seem on hard times, I suppose."
I'm Brandon. This is Justin.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah. Okay.
Very funny. What
Try to
strange
remember
names.
that weird ass name.
That's awesome. He's like, "That's very strange names. Very strange." But anyway, I'd like. You guys you need shelter? I mean, you can come in if you'd like.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That'd be appreciated. Yeah. I mean, is that guy okay? We'll point it to Brad. Yeah.
Ben Brad, not sure his name. And he kind of laughs. And he's just like, "Never better." But the other guy kind of looks up to the boss, quote unquote boss, who he's calling boss. And he's just like, "Wow, boss, they're not normally this willing, And the boss guy is just like, "Yeah, I know." And you can tell he's feeling possibly a bit suspicious of you guys.
Who are you guys? We're still like, weapons drawn back a little bit, like back against like around the edge of where the I guess the swamp forest is.
Okay, big guy is just like, "Well, we're your new home potentially. Depends, I guess, on how this goes. But you could tell me exactly what brought you here."
We've been traveling for a few days and haven't been stuck in this swamp, and we just haven't found anyone. And I mean, our village was just placed here like we were home, and the next moment everything outside our village was different. And now I don't know. We went out to kind of see if we can surveil the area, but we kind of got lost.
Okay, cool. So he's going to really casually, and it's like eerily familiar to the first guy you met, but really casually, he just walks to you guys, and like basically he's just like, he's going to try to reach out towards you, and he looks like he's just reaching for literally just like your chest, more or less. We'll say Kohraid specifically. And he's gonna just like ball up every bit of clothes that you're wearing in one hand, basically. And he just like slowly begins to just pick you off the ground. You doing anything?
Hey, we don't mean any harm. All right.
He's like, oh yeah, no. You couldn't. If you tried, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
And he slowly just kind of like pulls you and just like is walking with you. And he's just like walking into the cave, holding you by the chest,
Brandon,
basically.
Brandon, we're going inside now. Brandon, we're going inside now.
Justin,
I'm going inside out. I have no control over this. He is a big man. I am a little folk.
okay.
Okay, all right. And he just walks you in. He walks you past, I guess you count passively maybe, but he walks you past about 5 different people. And then he just walks you towards the crystal.
While we're walking there.
What's that? Oh yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
Well, I was saying while we're walking there, like looking up, kind of making it look like I'm checking the place out. Can I see Green? Wait, oh my god, I'm so bad.
Vorran.
If you guys go to like settings under the personalization and display, you can change your character names, like your display.
Oh
name.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Oh, I see you did that. That's not a bad idea. I can do that. But yeah, I would say that you are at a quick glance. It's kind of cool. Like you look up, and the bit of security that you have is you do indeed see Vorran peeking in through the hole slightly. You would never see it if you didn't know he was there.
Yeah. Whoa! What the hell is that?
Oh, what do you mean? This is Mom.
Mom, what?
Yeah, Mom.
I'm sorry.
Like Mother.
Repeat yourself.
Yeah, you heard me right. This is Mother.
Mother. Okay. Yeah. Why are we going to Mother?
Oh, because remember how I said this place could be your new home? Well, it all depends on what Mother says.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know what she says. Can you put me down over there while you have your little chat?
That's hilarious. He's like, oh, Mother's not going to talk to me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just kind of going to be looking at him and okay.
Can you have 2 moms?
And he looks over at Ori, who was following in, and he's just like, well, you guys are friends, Brandon and Justin. Why don't you go together? And he kind of reaches out to you to grab you as well.
Oh,
I got this. I'll talk to Mother.
Make an influence check.
All right. So what is that? +1.
I'll talk to Mother.
That's a 9.
9, eh? Okay. So, yeah, no, he doesn't bite. He reaches out and tries to grab you as well, Ori.
quickly look at Kohraid for if are you struggling at all, or are you just going along with it?
Kind of going along with this. How are you, like, what's your initial like look? Are you just like
scared? I'm scared, but I don't. I'll go along with this. I'm like still playing the part. I'll still play the part, but kind of let him almost take me without a struggle.
Okay, he does exactly that.
Talk to Mother, deal. I guess.
Yeah, same deal. Grabs just like half of the clothes that you're wearing all in one fist, basically.
I'll give Vorran a quick like glance, like just I'll just be like, okay, I'll just say out loud, we'll talk to Mother together. We'll do it together. Brandon and Justin, the dynamic duo. We'll do it together. We'll be okay.
That's awesome. Okay, so now he's just got you both grappled in each hand, and just like holding you above the ground like you weigh nothing, essentially. And it gets to the point he's like 15
right
feet.
To the crystal?
He's like 15 feet from the crystal, and like before you can even think, the crystal just like shoots out this insane bolt to one of the other people that are like there worshiping it, and just incinerates them, just like boom, gone. And then at the exact moment this happens, you notice that the big guy that's holding you drops you, and he's just like seizes up like kind of crazy, and he gets even bigger, and he's just like, wow, well, I guess we're gonna need a replacement for him. So looks like Mother says you're in.
Both of us?
Well, sure, why not?
Okay.
And that's literally it. He just kind of walks away from you.
I back away from the crystal.
I'll approach it. I want to do now that I'm able to get close to it. I want to do another Arcana, and just kind of.
Okay, go for it. And you took the guts to get here, so go ahead and do it with advantage, as you're really eyeballing this thing now in person.
Yeah.
Oh, 20 and the 23.
Dang.
Nice.
Okay, 23.
Yep.
Okay, you venture to get on. Okay, so you're like bonding with the wild magic coming off of this thing. It is incredibly unstable, and it gets to the point like you can gauge this thing's got. Honestly, it's gonna be probably right about the time this thing might just like go critical on its own right around midnight. Like it's gonna be really close to that time frame.
Okay.
And when it does, it's gonna do some serious damage. You're not even sure that the whole structure of the cave. I mean, you rolled really well, so you're not even sure that the whole structure of the cave will be sound when it happens.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
I want to look around. Is there an obvious like stash where they might have been keeping the village's gold and supplies and stuff?
Good question. Go ahead and make an awareness check or investigation, since you are technically able to like look around on foot too.
17.
17's pretty good. You notice that there's a couple chests kind of off along the walls. Maybe say like, I don't know, maybe like off along this left wall area. There's a couple large storage chests that you can see, but otherwise you just see like there's random like tents here and there. There's like just boxes and barrels kind of just scattered around.
Is this the entrance?
Yes.
Or okay, so it's near the entrance.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Studying this thing, it seems to like our plan is correct. Midnight. It's
Let's
most volatile.
try and find some non-purple people.
Well, does it look like we're allowed to like walk away from the crystal?
Right now, weirdly, no one's really paying attention to you. It seems like make an insight check, both of you.
Okay. I'm better at that than I am influence.
13.
But I roll just as bad.
Okay, so 13's the highest. Ori, you're looking around and it seems like people are ignoring you. Maybe this is like, I don't know, maybe this is part of their routine of how they accept new people one way or another. And the people are kind of just not paying attention to you in the same way that they're not really paying attention to each other.
Okay. Oh, so asking questions. They don't really talk to each other.
Not a lot.
Doesn't seem
no.
like
It
there's
might
any around
look
or anything
weird.
like that.
It might
Yeah,
look
honestly,
weird
a lot of
if we-
them are kind of just like on their own. Some of them are like holding like a standing fetal position almost. You know what I mean? And they're just kind of like just like shivering and like wiggling around every now and then. Others are directly by the crystal, like bent
Where's the
over.
big guy at?
The big guy kind of is like moving around. I guess here, let's see here. Well, I guess that doesn't matter too much. But right now, the big guy is maybe just like over by this wall area. Kind of walked over there. And he's just kind of leaning against the wall. And he's just like staring adoringly at the crystal.
Let's go check. Let's go check this out.
I'm gonna talk to Mother.
Okay, and then I'll go.
Okay, I'll go check this out.
I don't want to be near this thing.
Yeah. I just want to understand this magic a bit more.
I look up, like throw a like okay sign, like or a thumbs up to the sky, and like hoping that he'll see,
And then just
and then an X, like not okay.
It's like everything's fine. Nothing's fine.
Nothing is fine.
Okay, so Ori, you're going over to the left there. You're kind of going back towards the entrance, and
I'm gonna check out the chest.
okay.
Maybe just one. I just kind of want to check out like the area, not
Okay.
super suspicious about it.
Okay. You head over there. Again, no one's really paying much mind to you, even to the point that you like somewhat casually, I mean, you're looking around, make sure no one's looking directly at you, but you somewhat casually like peek the chest even, and you see that there's a sizable amount of gold in there, somewhere between like 400 and 600 gold pieces just like hanging out.
I like try and like lift the chest up just a little bit, like lift a corner. Does it look like I could move this thing?
I mean, I don't know how strong you are, but it'd be kind of tough, but it's probably doable.
Okay.
You could definitely drag it. Hard to say if you could like pick it up and move. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay. I'm just gonna find a spot like everyone else is doing and just chill out.
All right. All right. Sounds
I am
good.
terrified, but I'll watch Justin over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Kohraid.
I'll kind of take so my shell necklace, each of them have like little inscriptions on them. This is actually like where I write down my spells on these very small little shells. I have them all, and each of the different shells are like different kind of spells, and so I kind of
cool.
just take them off and take take out like my bowl, cast a little bit of frostbolt in my hands, and just kind of let it melt into the water and kind of mix these and kind of just do like a little bit of an arcane ritual here.
Cool.
And I think, yeah. So I'm actually going to use my arcane sigil ability and just kind of do like a protection sigil below me, protection magic, and I'll see if I can like attune to this crystal.
Okay.
Commune with it.
Okay, cool. We'll just call it a spell check, and we'll see how this goes.
Okay. Okay. I guess it's only the school or the tag that it's under, so I wouldn't have advantage on this, right?
Oh, a good question. How does it normally work? What are you saying?
No, I have the school of protection is what my sigil is.
Okay.
It's at my feet.
Okay.
If I cast protection spell, advantage on it.
I gotcha.
So
trying to commune with the crystal.
Yep.
We'll call it a regular check. Yeah.
Yep.
So you try to like, the same way that you're able to understand and manipulate magic, you basically just try to get a hand on the magical aura around this thing one way or another, and you can like feel it nearly sentient, just kind of blocks you out, like it gives you the hand.
Okay, let's see.
Do I see him struggling, or is that not?
So basically, what you're seeing so far is he put up a little sigil under himself that maybe you could tell, maybe you couldn't. Either way, it's like a warding, like protection sigil, more or less. So he's like, he would be good at that kind of thing right now, but basically he's just trying to like commune with this thing magically one way or another, trying to be friends with it.
How far does this go? I'll find a spot like over here and act like I'm just kind of looking at the crystal, and like as I'm like I'll bless him and me, and then I don't need a roll because it'll do 2 creatures anyways. So try and help you out.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that works. That sounds good. Okay. We'll just for fun. You know what? We'll basically just call that a means to help you, and the form of helping you will just be another roll. This will be the advantage after it happens. So go ahead and roll again to see if you can pull it off.
Okay, got it. 11.
Slightly better.
Slightly.
Okay, so some of the arcane swirling.
Wait. What? Oh, no, it's just advantage, right?
Yeah.
No plus to it. Yep. Okay, 11.
So some of the swirling around this crazy gem actually begins to kind of like ripple towards you. And for a second, it feels almost hostile, but then it almost just kind of like, almost like magical tendrils. Like it kind of just reaches towards and like touches the sigil that's under you a little bit, and then like retreats, almost like, can I hurt this guy right now? And then it's just like, probably not. And it gives up. So it's like you're communicating with it sort of to some degree, but yeah, the thing seems very unstable. In fact, as that's happening, I'll say that one of the other people that are there worshiping the thing, it like retreats its tendrils from you, and then violently, like a whip, extends them to that person and just obliterates them, and they just like dissipate into nothing.
Got it. Okay.
Do I see that happen?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Could I get a little bit of insight as to what's going on with that? Being an alchemist that is, since alchemy isn't just like potions and poisons, it's muting things.
Really? Yeah,
so like
for
maybe
sure.
it could be a little inclination towards that.
Absolutely.
And I'm an adept, not novice at alchemy, so I have a little bit extra too.
Okay. Ooh. Yes, that makes sense. Go ahead, using your alchemy knowledge, go ahead and make an alchemy check to see if you can make any sense of this thing. And what it's doing, what it's trying to do.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Nice.
All right. You're getting the rundown here, bud. Yeah. Okay. So you understand what's going on. It's more than you realize. In fact, you see like some of the very specific ways that you are able to transmute a legitimate like magical power into creations using alchemy. You see that this thing is doing kind of a similar thing. So when anytime it reaches out, anytime it like destroys a creature, it has you notice that it gets more powerful on its own to some degree. And it also seems to be latched on or anchored to the really big guy, to the point that like any power it gets, the big guy seems to kind of leech off of that a little bit too. But this thing is like trying to survive, and it is just like more and more unstable, everything it does. But like that big guy is getting like stronger significantly each time that happens.
Okay.
Okay. I'll I think I'll just kind of nod at Ori, stand up, and just kind of let's just stick with the plan.
Okay, I go behind the. I'm gonna go behind this rock, so I can't. We'll just. If I die, I won't see it coming.
Fair enough. Okay. The plan is basically just prepare for what happens at midnight.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get some details going here. You already saw the thing had a grid. I took it away for ease of viewing. But let's put that grid back on there.
Grid.
All right. There we go. And now this as well. Okay. Adding this guy. And you two, don't worry about your current placement. Hold on, time out.
Time in.
That's funny. Okay, so there's that for the moment. Vorran, are you doing anything in the? Basically, you're seeing your friends just kind of camp out down there, and you're like, maybe they decided we're just going to stick with the plan. They don't seem to be in harm's way necessarily.
So I'm just gonna embrace the spider in me and just start making a web on as many feet of the ceiling as I possibly can.
Okay, cool.
Maybe even tangle it down to the walls if they needed a lifeline to get out.
Very cool.
Is there a way for you, Justin? I guess you are Justin right now.
I'm Justin.
Yeah, either way, you're right with Justin at this point.
Yeah.
To tell him about the potential cave-in.
No, I mean I don't know like Morse code or anything like that, and I'm unsure if he does. So I wouldn't be able to click, clack, 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 clack.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't know how to do that either.
Yeah. I can talk to my familiar, but I can't talk to him through my familiar.
Yeah. Well, we'll get there when we get there because we have to get out too. So
True.
Fair
I
enough.
feel like I'll spend most of my time trying to think of ways to get these guys out of there, whether it be a long vine, a couple of ropes, the webs. I just want to have an escape plan for these guys in the few hours that we have waiting.
Fair
Well,
enough.
I hopefully don't have anyone on me, and I'm going to definitely keep a lookout for anyone coming in. If I can alert them to how many people are coming, I will try, but I'm not sure how I would...
we're by the
communicate
entrance too. I'll try and.
Well, I mean, crap.
Can we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, that makes sense.
look, just seeing. We only get hit points from short rests, right?
Are you guys low on any hit points?
Possibly.
No,
No one's.
I also
don't
have
think anyone's been
a
touched.
lot of healing.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yep, it's just pretty much HP. I'll save my.
I mean, you said you've got a healer's kit, right?
Yeah.
Wait, you need HP?
No. I was just double checking.
Oh, if you get MPs only long rest.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Yep. I was just triple checking. That ward only lasted a minute, so.
I gotcha. Okay, so basically, you guys are kind of just waiting around. It doesn't take too long around, I don't know. I guess you wouldn't have a gauge of the time anyway, but slowly, it's been night for a little while, and basically...
What are they serving for dinner?
Yeah, right? Pink energy. So before long, there are... Basically, everyone in the cave just kind of converges at the crystal, but one at a time. And then eventually they all get there, but... You're noticing that this can't be normal, but every other person that comes up to the crystal is just getting decimated and just disintegrated by the crystal.
Does it look like the crystal is almost repairing or becoming more stable when it does that?
No, if anything, it's becoming less stable. And
Are we treating spaces the same as hexes? Just
Yeah.
for measurement purposes? Okay.
yeah, I think this map's just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And angled weirdly in some spots too. So I was like, hex might be easier to work with actually.
Makes sense.
But it gets to the point that there's only 2 of them left and the big guy to make 3 total. And they're just kind of around this crystal, just hanging out.
Oh, so they might not know we're here.
And right about the time that you're considering that, some of them, every now and then you're kind of just noticing that one of them or 2 of them are just kind of looking in your direction as if they're looking for you. But they're not necessarily moving. They're almost just giving a look like, come on, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
I'll step out.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll kind of step out and
Oh,
stand.
yeah, I think you have to run first.
I'll slowly follow.
Okay.
I'll stand here, and I tried to speak to Mother earlier. She didn't want to talk to me.
Oh, okay. So you're like kind of openly addressing them.
Yeah.
Very fun, very fun. The big guy is just like, this is what she wants. It's time for you to come show her how much you love her.
By strengthening you?
Oh, he just looks kind of authentically confused. Actually, he's just like, what do you mean?
I'm kind of look over towards the archer. And do you also get emboldened by when this happens, or is it just him?
And for a moment, she kind of like stands up and just kind of like, like lunges back a little bit, and you hear just like a bunch of loud pops of her back, and she's just like, "Look at me. What do you think?" And she's freaking buff as heck. She looks really powerful currently. So yeah,
I'm gonna look up and wink. I'll look at Kohraid, nod my head, and wait for responses. That's my roommate. He's playing Marvel Rivals, and he gets quite into it.
Oh, okay. That's hilarious.
Sorry.
All right, carry on.
Very on brand for the environment. Just tell him he's doing good.
Yeah, dude, that's the best ambience I've ever had in the game.
He did not. His headphones are on so loud, he does not hear anything.
That makes sense.
But I'll like kind of like motion towards everyone, nod my head.
Okay, so you're nodding your head.
Like,
all right. Telepathically, I will tell Shelly to clickety clack clack.
Okay. So Vorran, basically, it's just quiet up there. You're watching what's happening. You might be able to hear a little bit of the conversation to like get an idea of what's happening. But then the claws are just like, just clack, 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 just clacking away. So play.
Just gonna. Mm-hmm. No, you go ahead.
You're good. You go.
I'm just gonna start getting into position, crawling out of my like hole from the ceiling, or from the top, getting on the ceiling. Just gonna line it up correctly, just right on top of this like dude. Hopefully, no one sees me. Do they?
You know what? They're very focused on what's happening. They're enthralled with their deity, more or less. So
I don't know if I want to be consumed by Mother. I mean, that looked real painful. Those guys, in front of the line. That's kind of the thing. Like the back of the line, you kind of see what happens at the front of the line.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any outliers that didn't just get consumed.
This guy down here finally kind of chimes in a little bit too, and he's just like, well, that's because they are weak, obviously. Their faith in Mother is weak.
The speedy guy?
It is actually, yes. Yep, the one guy that was a speedy guy, that's him.
Okay. The zombie guys know where Brad? Where's Brad?
Brad died.
Brad
Ben, whatever his name really was. He was one that unfortunately got struck. So
Bailey.
Yeah.
We'll always remember Bradjamin.
Bradjamin. We'll avenge you, Bradjamin.
But yeah, basically they're peer pressuring you harder and harder. Now that it's like come up, it's being addressed, and they're just like, don't be foolish. It's time.
From my point of view, it seems foolish to approach it.
And whenever there's like a real standstill, like if there's a just stare down, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much when I'm going to take that as my cue. And what you would hear is wild shape, and then just a giant turtle is going to fall directly on top of this dude.
Oh, very fun. Okay, that's hilarious. All right. Yes, that's hilarious. It's just like, no, it's the only choice. And it's interrupted by wild shape, just like in the distance with a lot of reverb, of course, the cave. It'd literally be like, wild shape. and then just like Vorran as just like this massive tortoise is just like falling down. This guy didn't see it coming. Vorran, make an attack check at advantage.
Okay.
Nice. Wall.
Yeah, where are you falling in comparison to him?
Gosh.
Ooh, okay. 14.
14. Okay. The other one was a natural one. Thankfully, you had advantage. But unfortunately, 14 doesn't technically hit him.
No.
So how is this going to look? So basically, this giant turtle, you're going to land on him. And like as you do, he kind of just like his head gets bumped down and he's just like stops and like looks around and you're just like on the ground next to him. And he's just like, just so confused. Just thoroughly confused. Yeah. Now what?
For a good 2 seconds, I'm still on my shell. Like,
yeah. Okay.
Doesn't understand that like you're working together.
If he doesn't understand what's happening, I'm gonna step right here.
Okay.
And
No,
I
let's get
mean,
Vorran in there now.
I'm going all in. I'm going to throw an arcane sigil at my feet. Destruction as like it crackles with lightning and ice kind of crackles around me. Ooh, is that where you landed?
Oh,
I tried to land on top of him, so
I put him here, and then he moved it. I put him there, technically.
You put him there? Yeah, stay where he put you. Don't.
Vorran, I'm deciding you're in this cube. Sorry, that's where you're at. That's where you fell.
Okay, that's where he fell. All right, sorry, Vorran.
All right, I got temporary health.
That's true.
Yeah. I hope that turtle's as stout as you say. I'm putting the arcane sigil at my feet as destruction, ice, and lightning crackles around me as I'm harnessing this lightning energy and pushing into my trident, and I'm going to cast crackling lightning again.
All right.
In a line about. Trying to do corners about here to hit Vorran, big guy, the crystal, and the archer.
And the crystal.
Oh, dang. Okay. Very cool. All right. Let's do this.
Okay, so with it being my sigil being destruction, I will get advantage on this check. So it's a D20 plus 4. 13, let's get a better one. 23, that's what I'm talking about.
Whoa. Okay.
So yeah, I'll kind of do this, and I'll just kind of using it as a conduit, kind of hold it for a second, and then throw it forward.
All right.
From the end of my trident.
Okay, epic. So that's hitting everything for sure. Actually, I guess Vorran, what's your physical defense?
So as a tortoise, my physical defense is 18.
Okay. Dang, absolutely massive. Okay. So it's hitting everybody. It is 23. It's a heavy hit on the big guy and a heavy hit on the lady in the back for sure too. Okay, so let's freaking see how this goes. All right, so you launch this bolt. You see it just like you see it just like brush the torso of the big guy, who is definitely bigger than this. I meant to have him be a large token actually. There we go.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, sorry. That was supposed to be happening a long time ago. Not retconning. That's just, I literally just forgot to change it. So that's the thing. Anyway, so he gets hit for sure with a heavy hit. It blasts right through like a spot in his shoulder area. And you see it almost like hold there on him for a moment before it, like, as a conduit, bolts out to the crystal and then the lady in the back. The lady in the back with this whole situation, this is going down, right? Freaking huge. Massive hit. This lady in the back dies instantly. Absolutely just dies. The crystal, it starts glowing insanely large, and like to the point that you have to like look away. It's way too dang bright. It lashes out, immediately kills this other person, and this big guy gets even bigger. And the crystal is gonna explode right now, like any second. Literally, like this is it. The crystal's going. This guy's huge. What's the next thing that happens as you guys are like, this crystal's gonna nuke, literally go nuclear right about now?
That was all of my stuff. That was well, I moved 2 spaces. I can move 4 to right there. That is honestly stuck up against this wall a little bit.
Things are happening like so chaotically right now that we're not even gonna keep track of what's going on. We're not rolling for initiative. It's just chaos. Okay, this is gonna be, if anything, it's a skill challenge or like an action challenge of what's happening right now. So the gem's gonna go nuclear any second, maybe sooner. This big guy's huge. He's really mad. He's looking directly at you guys. He's gonna end up coming after you for sure. So what's the first move? I guess Ori's the only one that hasn't done something recently. So what are you doing first?
I'm going to step up, and since Rand's the closest one to him, I will use my celestial magic, so I can cast Shield of Faith without spending a mana point.
Okay.
And then I will guidance both of you. One of you, so Vorran, you'll get a D8, and then Kohraid, you'll get a D6 since I used it a second time.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool. And then I've helped. I'm running.
That's great. That's fantastic. Okay, cool. That sounds awesome.
What are these icons?
All right, so basically this guy is just like, you see him begin to charge at you. Vorran, he's like reaches down towards you, So now, Vorran, what are you doing in reaction to this as well?
Oh, Vorran, you're going to get.
And for that matter,
you will get +4 to your physical defense.
Nice.
Nice. And for that matter, if Justin, if you and Alex want to work together on what's happening right now, like I said, we're going to treat it a little bit more like a skill challenge. But Vorran, you've got first dibs kind of deal. So what happens?
Yeah.
All right. So narratively, more or less, what's going on with Vorran? There's only 2 hit points for the tortoise, and I was hit heavy with that lightning bolt. So just pretty much goes straight through me. I look down and it's like a shell, and then I turn back into Vorran. And as I see things are starting to pulse up and go nuclear, I have the Druid Domain, Tethering Vines, and my web attack, all of which is something that would cover something. I would like to cover it in my Druid Domain, my Tethering Vines, or my web. Any of those that may work, but to contain
I see.
the explosion.
Very cool. You're trying to literally dive on this grenade, but with magic.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Nice.
Very cool. Which is less dangerous, hopefully, than diving on a grenade. So, okay, cool. We'll say do one of those things first. Whatever, take your pick, and we'll make it a spell check regardless, I think. Yeah.
I suggested all 3 as maybe a way for you to say which one would work the best. Do you think it would be the domain, the vines, or the web?
Man, I don't know. I don't want to decide for you.
I mean, I think the domain thing.
Yeah, that sounds.
I mean, it's.
I can see that for sure.
It's
Totally.
It creates difficult terrain, correct? I
Yeah,
believe
and
it
it's
does. So
the whole
that
8
seems
spaces too.
Yeah, and that seems a lot thick. That'd be a lot thicker than your webs would be.
And even narratively, it can be one of those things where you intentionally, when your domain is growing, even though the crystal isn't the ground, you can have it just kind of sprawl up over top of the crystal, wrap around this thing or whatever. Either way, hit me with a spell check and we'll see how that goes. And
Definitely.
In the meantime, Justin, what are you doing as you're seeing this happen as well?
And also, believe it or not, it says that Druid Domain can be on walls in the description.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
Ooh, 21.
You get a D8.
I'm going to once per long rest and 1 less. I'm holding.
That's huge.
I'm holding an ice knife for when Vorran gets, I guess, a little bit further, and I'm gonna hit the crystal another time.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so quickly, you see this guy reaching out towards you as you're shifting, and in kind of instead of defending yourself, you're going to just smash the ground with your domain, and it kind of creeps over the top of this crystal violently and quickly too. You see some of your domain is literally just almost just melted, but the rest of it, it kind of climbs over those bits and still just grasps this crystal. Epic. But so as that's happening, this guy is reaching right towards you. Kohraid. You see what's happening here? The guy gets a hold of Vorran, but he covered the gem. Now what are you doing? Are you sticking with the ice knife plan?
I'm a strike the I'll strike at the crystal.
Oh, at the crystal.
I'm gonna use an action point to teleport my sigil back underneath my feet.
Okay.
As I do, the ice knife that's prepared in my hand just grows a little bit larger as I take a shot at that spot to where it's melted, so I can hit the crystal.
All right, man. Let's do it. Hit me with that spell check and whatever other bonuses. Yeah, D6. That's right.
Yep. So advantage is a 6 plus, or not 6. It's 16. 16 plus a D6. 17.
Okay. All right. That is enough. All right. Okay. Vorran, you launch the spike growth.
And I'm using my once per long rest to do it for free.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. So you got this thing wrapped up enough that it's going to cushion the blow a little bit. Unfortunately, you get grabbed right then, but at the same time, Kohraid launches the ice knife towards the crystal as well. And as soon as the ice hits this crystal, it's time literally freezes for a moment. And then it's just everything's just silent. But you're all cognitively aware of what's happening. And it's just for a brief moment, an impact frame, basically. And then this crystal explodes, launches this guy into the nearest wall, and he slams into that wall freaking hard. Thankfully, he cushions your blow, Vorran. You land into him, and then you hit the ground. But we're still going to have you make a saving throw for fun here. So go ahead and make, I'd say just probably a physical saving throw of some sort. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Real good at those.
Boy. Okay, hold on. Time out. I got to look at the notes here. Hang on, time out.
Yeah, I was going to say. Timeout is because he's got to see if there's a special effect for this natural one.
Okay.
Would I be able to like expend an action point for? I'm not within 5 feet of him, but like I want like expend a shield, like cast shield on him. See if I could help him out a little bit on it.
I do already have a shield of faith.
That is true.
It's usually protection against attacks, not saves.
I hear you. I hear you. I don't think you've got the time and the madness of what's happening.
Got it. Cool.
So normally this damage would have been timeout. What?
Bludgeoning.
Yeah, okay, so I guess it's the same either way. It would have been bludgeoning damage from the crystal's impact, but instead it's bludgeoning damage from the wall, basically. So you will take 5 bludgeoning damage outright as you slam into the wall.
Okay.
Or him and then the wall, I guess. But that's that. The guy is also like very stunned at this point, but everything is terribly, like the structure of everything is destroyed. Like everything sucks. This place is going to collapse in seconds, if that.
Okay.
So you guys are like, you're down here. It's very possible if you head towards the entrance, you're already seeing a lot of the rocks from like the mouth of the cave are beginning to crumble and are going to block your path very soon, depending on how things go. So that's there's a bit of a risk there. Oh shoot, connection issues again. So there's a bit of a risk there, or there's a bunch of webbing still. I think Vorran, you even said that you like dangled some webbing down as a possible escape route too. That is also, I mean, obviously a little bit risky. There's risks everywhere. You're going to have to choose, but obviously we'll probably wait till, there he is. He's back.
Nice.
No worries.
It's out for like half a second.
Yep. Basically, you've got your options. The trying to go out the cave mouth is risky because it's collapsing. Trying to go back out the top using some of the web that Vorran dangled down is risky because there's 3 of you and it's web. So, but what are you guys doing? For the moment, this guy's out of commission, so he's probably not going to be an issue.
Since
we'll just X him for now.
I'm gonna go through the entrance since I'm so close.
Okay.
Before I leave,
That makes sense.
I'll use my action points to 10 spaces. I will heal Vorran, so I make this nice dirty 20. So that would be plus each critical success. Okay, make a DC 10 spell check. Success, you heal a target for 3 HP. Success 5. Success each 5 plus 1 HP. So what is that?
Plus 1 per 5. So
that's 5, right?
What'd you roll?
A 20?
And you needed to get
A 10.
10?
Yep, that's 5.
Yeah. So 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
I'll
amazing.
heal you for 5. And then I should have
Clerics, I tell you.
15 spaces to move. No, that tells 2. So I'll have 10 spaces to move.
nice.
So yeah, you would be able to leave. Okay. So I'm gonna have you make again, not focusing too hard on the combat rules because technically, like every turn order is like 12 seconds or something. That's actually a lot of time. So it's gonna be pretty quick here. So you are able to heal Vorran. Escaping through the entrance is definitely still possible, but it took a second to heal him too. So I would just have you make a athletics or acrobatics check to try to just like rush your way through.
An 11.
11.
Yep.
Okay. So you're getting to the door. The rocks are falling in front of you. You get closer, but with this round of the skill challenge, you are not able to make it out of the entrance completely.
Okay.
But you are close. So like we'll put you right there.
What's the? Let's see. The entrance is closing up.
Still not impossible.
Yeah, and it's what you said about 4 spaces tall is the ceiling here. What's this main room? It look like it's collapsing pretty quickly?
Yes.
Quicker than the entrance, or?
Yeah, somewhat evenly, kind of everywhere, I guess. There's like maybe along the walls, it might be safer, but at the same time, debris is going to track there at some point too. You know what I mean? So
8. I think I'll run to the chest over here.
Okay.
Use just my minor action to pick it up.
Okay.
And then I'll use a Misty Step to try to Misty Step.
Through the entrance.
5 spaces is a success, 3 is a failure, and then it's a DC 10.
Oh, I kind of love that.
All right, so that's sick. Hear me out. So again, everything's happening quick here. So you are able to grab the chest, and then I'll just give you a spell check to see if you can escape. But if you grab the chest first, you've definitely got disadvantage on the spell check. Just because of the time frame, not because you can't carry it.
Okay, cool. Then I'll use, I think that was, what? Oh no, that was just, I think that was just over 8 spaces to get. Let me double check. Can I reach the chest? Can I grab the chest? Oh no, that would be 1, 2.
I'd say you can. Yeah. I'd say you can get to the chest, but right then you've got to like I said, you got to commit to either like I've got just enough time to grab this and Misty Step, but it's going to be harder to get out, or I can better my chances and just try to get out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's just a skill check. So yeah. I'll do it with disadvantage.
Okay.
+4.
Let's do it. Spell check with disadvantage.
Here we go.
Can
20 on the first one.
Misty Step through.
22 on the second one, baby.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So 20. So that's 7 spaces.
So Ori, you're running up, right? You're running up to the entrance, and rocks are falling in front of you, and it's like just enough to like make you literally grind to like a halt for a second to not get smashed. And right about then, there's just like a silver mist that's just like right next to you, and you see just on the other side.
Yeah, I basically I kind of turn into like a snowflake.
Oh, nice.
I turn into like a snowflake that kind of travels through it, as you see it just kind of like beams through and land on the other side. Yeah,
literally just like straight through. More rocks are falling, nearly blocking your sight of him, but Kohraid, you managed to escape the cave. So now, Vorran, you're back up at the top here. You're healed. You see what's going on here. Your buddies are trying to get out. What do you plan to do?
All right, so I saw this whole explosion go down, and I really need to get one of these crystals or whatever to figure out why it's corrupting everything around our city. So, instantly, wild shape into my red rabbit form. The red rabbit has 8 spaces of per turn.
Yes. So, okay. All right.
That's 16, 24 spaces that I have in this turn.
Okay.
I'm going to take probably right over here. If there's not, I'd go somewhere a little bit closer to grab a crystal out this area.
Okay, let's just make an awareness check. Make an awareness check to see if you can see where the crystals are.
Absolutely. And wherever they are, hopefully they're close.
Right. Okay. Nice. You're looking around. You're looking around quickly. You see some that there are like right at the base of this thing, still even partially lodged into the ground. But then even easier, you see one as soon as you transform into rabbit form. Your vision gets a lot lower. First off, and there's literally a crystal like right next to you. It could not have been placed better. So you can nab that one, no issue. No checks necessary. You have a small crystal there, no issue.
Nice.
Definitely.
So now
I'll grab that one that's like right over here, and then just start heading straight to the exit right over here.
Okay.
Honestly,
being super fast and awesome, even though the thing is like falling and just like a mess, I'm definitely going to give you advantage on either an athletics or acrobatics check to get the heck out of there, and we'll see how it goes.
Nice.
See a 19 in there? 19 plus
19 plus 2. 21.
All right. You also are able, even to the point that you see there's going to be rocks falling, but you got to get there, and you literally jump off of the ground and rebound off of a few of the larger rocks through like a little hole, and you are able to jump out the entrance. Both of you are outside looking in. You see Ori. Ori, what are you doing?
I am going to guidance myself and then two-hand my kite shield and run with my shield.
Okay, cool. Since you started with guidance, I'm going to give you a couple options here. We'll call it acrobatics, athletics, or a spell check.
I'll do athletics. 21.
There it is. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm glad you all rolled well at the end. Okay. All right. So one more time, as you're kind of like looking around, you're casting guidance on yourself. You pull up the shield, like you're just ready to rock, and you like see in front of you, it's not just rocks that are falling. The crystals that have just like shattered They're just like on the ground, and they start to literally just like hover off of the ground. And you're seeing just like fireworks in this place, just like boom, boom, ba, 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 just like crazy, just like exploding everywhere, like a cluster bomb. And you manage to plow through this, literally breaking the rocks with like a radiant shield basically slamming through. You do escape, and this place is obliterated. Like you have to keep running out, even once you're out, to avoid the blast. But you do make it out. The cave crumbles violently behind you, and you guys are just like on the ground outside the cave.
Oh, that was, that was actually the first time I've seen someone die, let alone I was a little timid.
Well, you did good for your first. You held yourself together. That's as long as you don't freeze, that's a win.
Oh, sorry. That was rude.
It's all right. Let it out. Let it out. It'll come out eventually.
Saw a little brain of one of the guys. A rock fell on his head. I've never seen a brain. I'll be okay. Let alone the other stuff that happened. It was also
Vorran being raised in the Underdark with the druids of death and decay. He'll be like, yeah. At 3, it's really weird when you see a brain, man.
At 3, that's pretty funny.
I'm not sure how to take that.
So we're going to kind of streamline some stuff here. As a narrative ending, you did what counts here. You did save the village. When you get back there, I don't want to be streamlining things too much. Is there anything specific you wanted to do before you left?
We got the chests.
You guys good with just giving them their gold?
Yeah, that's what I know.
That's right. I forgot you got the chest already.
Yeah,
giving them their gold.
I'll carry the chests.
Yeah. No, this thing. I was like this, and I kind of had to like throw it under one arm, and then had to cast my magic.
Yeah,
for Misty Step.
That is funny.
It was a struggle. Yeah, you can carry it for sure.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. No. I'll just go. Go over to Viero and just be like, yeah, told you we'd be back.
You guys are, at least narratively, if not mechanically, you look like crap. You're all beat up. There's like weird shards of just stone and just like cuts and dirt all over you guys. You're just a mess.
Yeah, no, I'll just go to him and say, yeah, hey, told you we'd be back. We got things handles. We're the bad guy getters, like I said.
That's right. He looks up at you guys. You know what? It'll be real cute. He runs up and actually hugs you even. It's great. It's beautiful. But they did consider what you said. Everyone in the village is just like, let's just go to this city. Like, if they'll accept us, then fine. That's great. Like, we have nothing.
We might have something. Dropping the chest in front of them.
Very good. And a lot of them are viewing the chest as more of a trophy of their freedom at this point. It's like, who cares about money? Our life means nothing kind of thing. Is like, this money's great, but it's an issue. But yeah, like I said, they view it as a trophy of their freedom at this point. And they, first off, they say, if you take us in, you can just take it. Like, we don't care. If you can take us in and house us, or, even being homeless in a city is going to be a much better life than what we have currently. So they are just like, take it, just take the money. And they literally abandon it. They're like, we're not even going to use it. Cheers.
Got it. Okay.
Cool.
I don't know what.
I'll probably look around and be like, I knew the mages could do it. The mages of the Radiant Vanguard. We didn't need those knights because the knights any martial class. Mages rule. Come on.
Mages rule, baby. Mages all the way.
Full mage
Breaking
party.
through a rock does hurt.
Very good. So you guys do make it back to Enza with a host of refugees as well. The Radiant Vanguard, on your behalf, quickly takes them in, and they're given places. They have places set up for refugees, especially because they knew this was going to happen. They knew that you'd be recruiting people, and the Radiant Vanguard is always there, ready to help people out. So there are places for them to stay and live and make sense of life again. I mean, that's really all there is to it. You make it back. Things are good. You lived. And you come away with, hold on, how much gold is actually in that chest? Well, on the lower side, unfortunately, 400 gold to split between each of you.
It's 133.
There you go.
And there's change that will
whatever.
Someone can take an extra gold.
That kid can have it.
Yeah, the kid can have it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Kid gets a gold coin as a trophy. Very good.
And as I like recall the event that just happened, I'm gonna put my hand on Ori and be like, "Thanks, man. That was real close." Because Vorran's squishy, and he's only got 7 health, so he was down to 2 HP today.
The falling wall was very impressive.
I would have been down.
Hit him.
I would have been down with that hit.
From my head, so that's all. That was sick.
That is awesome.
Thank you. I just need to work on my aim.
All right, guys, let's call it a wrap. It is late here.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that was awesome. I appreciate y'all for
That was awesome,
having
yeah.
me.
That was very fun. Thanks for
Honestly,
joining.
fun to play.